Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 3. We're here at the Gfinity Spring Masters #2 for Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's give it up. Beautiful stuff.
Raise that roof.
Again, we're in London, England. If you haven't been here all weekend, me say that every single time, but it's great to be here. We're in an amazing little theater. We've got 4 of the top teams in the world. They all made it through, almost some crazy upsets. There were some upsets in the sense of Envious. Envious did not make it through. Nip did not make it through. Those are big ones. And Vox almost made it through. So crazy stuff.
If you're an Envious fan, upset is the key word here.
It's unfortunate.
They're feeling envious of the teams that are playing today.
Exactly. So let's kind of
Start
walk
with the
through
grade
that.
A material.
Yeah, we'll walk through that and kind of get
Top
you up
draw.
to speed on the format and actually how we got to today.
Yep.
So basically, we started with 10 teams yesterday, or I should say day before yesterday. 2 groups of 5. They basically battled it out playing best of 2s, which led to 2 teams for each group coming all the way out. Today, that turns into a single elimination bracket, 2 semifinals, best of 3, grand finals, best of 5, which I think is just awesome. I love a best of 5.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it all weekend long, but for the finals, there's no debating who the best team is this weekend when they have to play potentially 5 maps.
And there's less of that whole thing of like, oh, we should have picked this map,
Yeah.
or oh, if they hadn't have banned this map, where you only start off with 1 ban each. So if you really want to get them on a specific map, unless they know what it is, unless they can get away from it, you can kind of pin people down, and so you ensure that you're going to get a full amount of play there. I mean, if you can 3-0 a best of 5, that's the thing. You're just by far the best team, so it allows a lot more play there.
It puts more emphasis on actual in-game skill and tactics because, as Duncan rightly points out, the veto is less important. You know, you can't get screwed over by having a map you'd rather not play. So it's the best way to go for a final.
Yeah, and again, as you saw, they're playing for the fabulous trophy.
Yep.
But, you know, only one guy could hold the trophy at one time. What they're also playing for is a share of $50,000. First place, taking home $25K, and then $15,000, and then $5,000 for 3rd and 4th place. And on top of that, really cool thing that Gfinity does is it's an all-expense-paid trip for the teams even to get here. Once you're invited, all covered by Gfinity, so no cost for the organization, no cost for the players. So that's also a nice
I mean,
bonus.
Technically, more than one person can hold a trophy. Scoots, I believe.
I guess you could share it a little bit.
There's even some sort of poses I believe they've created for when people win tournaments that allow more than one person to touch the trophy. But
I guess you can.
okay,
Yeah. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't.
When
I just start out like that.
when you're as small as Scoot, it's like
It's true.
Truly.
It's like the Hobbit. Like, you know, all the furniture's
I
oversized.
thought we talked
you know?
about like being cool for at least
I
the opening,
just
man.
made a
Now
little
it's
joke.
already
He
started.
started talking about being small and stuff.
This is how it goes. All right, let's kind of get everyone up to speed on our groups, how we got to today.
Okay.
So let's take a quick peek at Group A. We'll kind of walk you through. And again, the format was a best of 2 group play round robin style. So they all played each other. It ended up being Na'Vi coming out in 1st place, Fnatic in 2nd place, and there you can see Nip super close, 1 point away to tying Fnatic, but then it would have come down to round difference anyway. And then Vox, I think, is kind of the 2 stories out of here. Nip not making it, and Vox playing an amazing tournament and almost literally making it.
Yeah.
Just because they finished 3rd and 4th there, when you look at the standings, here's the key thing to note about Nip and Vox. Their only losses there, the 1 loss column, both came in the last match. So they were both in contention right up to the very end. In fact, some of them were higher in the group beforehand. People like Fnatic started out with draws, that it actually looked as though, oh, one of these 2 is definitely going through, and then in the end, both just collapsed at the very end. So they have to feel kind of heartbroken there. If you're Vox, though, this is above and beyond what you could have expected, actually. Like, you've already... One map off of the top team would be like respect. Like, beating them for a series is like, wow. And then now, I mean, this is 4 maps worth of quality material out of 6 that they managed
And
to
so
get.
close to getting a 2-0 over Fnatic as well, which would have been just beyond anything you would
And then,
expect.
you know, one last point to make. Like the cool thing about last night is it literally came down to that last map between Nip and Na'Vi to see who was going to come out.
Well, this is the thing with the format. It does make for a real exciting tournament. You know, there's probably some purists out there and some envious fans that are a little bit, you know, like, you don't want to see that again. But actually, right, even rounds were significant. We were sat here watching the Virtus Pro game right at the end, and we were like, you know, if Immunity get like another 6 rounds here, everything can change right up till the last minute. So it was a hugely exciting group stage in that sense.
Yeah, and again, like we talked about last night, like the last thing you want is your tournament life to be in anyone else's hands but your own team. And when this kind of format where you have to go to tiebreaker situations, it's what you did yesterday and the day before potentially can hurt you or help you, and then, you know, what the other teams do around you. But it's the nature of how you break ties in this kind of group situation. So it is what it is. Let's take a look at Group B as well. And again, nothing really worked totally as planned this weekend, you know? A Titan comes out in first place, Virtus Pro in second, and again, Envious does not make the cut. This one, like you said, was down to literally some rounds that would have made the difference.
I mean, it was a bit of a weird sort of post-match for Envious because, you know, they have won three games. They've 2-0'd 3 teams, and they lose to Virtus Pro. If they get 2 more rounds against Virtus Pro, 2 more rounds, spread out in any way, shape, or form, they go through. So obviously I'm disappointed. I picked Envious to win this tournament. When I was out with DreamHack Tour, seeing them on home soil, there were real signs of life. I thought they were going to finally start edging ahead of Fnatic, and Fnatic have been a little bit ropey, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, 2 more rounds against Virtus Pro. So Hastro was philosophical, you know, outside. He's like, on the one hand, yeah, can't say I'm a huge fan of the format, but equally got to say it was our fault.
Yeah.
If we hadn't have phoned in, you know, 2 more rounds, we'd done things a little bit differently. And apparently Shocks in particular took it really hard because he was the caller for this event, this tournament. He feels that, oh, if I'd just called 2 rounds differently. It's really cruel. I mean, you know, but also exciting for the neutral.
The problem with the way that group played out is because, as you saw, 3 of the teams only lost 1 of the sets, okay? Yeah. So the way it went, interestingly enough, showed the different dynamic of the group because the team that ended up in first place lost their first one, but then won all the remaining ones to come top. The team that came second lost the second one in and then had to win out to get there. And then the team that came third was the one that had won the first 3. They were like, we've only got 1 left to play. We're top of the group. You know, maybe this is our tournament. Then they lost the last one that put them out of the group. So the other thing is, if I actually had to pick beforehand teams who would be in danger in this sort of a format, if I knew that it could go by round difference, I'd pick Envious. Because as I've described, they super force buy all the time. Basically, they're almost a team designed for a scenario where rounds don't matter. It's just winning matters. Yeah. Just winning the map matters. Because they will take risks all the time. Whereas in theory, if you play safer, like maybe a Titan or maybe Fnatic, NIP, play a bit safer, more economically sound, in general, you've got a better chance overall, I think.
Yeah. And what we did before the whole event started, we asked all you guys for your predictions. So let's kind of see where we're sitting with our predictions.
Let's not dwell on this bit.
No, we have plenty of time. Lots of pre-show. So as you can see, the majority of the casters and our analysts here did take Fnatic.
Except one Richard Lewis and Henry G, whose teams have been eliminated before the semifinals. But okay.
The 2 guys that went off the reservation definitely, yeah. And then on top of this, we also asked you guys like your dark horse pick, your wild card, if you will. Okay. So let's kind of see who's still sitting with their wild card picks.
Only 3 of us are still in the. Oh no, there's 4. It's still in the equation. Me and Richard. Richard has I have Na'Vi. Richard has Virtus Pro.
DDK got Titan.
Chewy had Na'Vi as well.
Can I just say, Henry G has had a nightmare this tournament. Like he's getting all this love on Reddit, right? Like, oh yeah, Henry G. I used to cast with him, and it's like people have just realised that he exists now. He can't pick a win. He can't pick anything. He's garbage.
No, hey, we're supposed to be really nice to him in esports, so he quits all these real jobs and comes full time.
He's turning up late. He's not even here. He's not even in the building yet.
Forget Henry Outrage. G. Semler, premier caster, who's watched all these tournaments, has picked Cloud9 as a dark horse in a group with Titan, VP, Envious. Listen, just because a horse dirties itself doesn't make it a dark horse, you know.
You know, he's partially American.
As Liquid taught us, you know.
Even though he lives over here, he's got some American in him. All right, well, let's go ahead and but we got plenty of time to talk. But let's kind of start talking about our first teams. The one more thing we do want to look at is the bracket. So obviously we've told you the groups and the 4 teams coming out, but let's kind of look at how they're matched up and who's playing who today. So again, our very first match, Titan versus Fnatic. Again, all best of 3s today. Incredible matchup. Obviously, that second semifinals as well. Na'Vi versus Pro. Also, amazing matches today in that sense.
I mean, Titan Fnatic's my favorite best of 3 matchup in the game, actually. Because even though, okay, I've hyped in the past, like, I want to see Envious versus Fnatic, that's just because they're both the great teams. They're both the ones who win, always finish top 4. Doesn't mean the matches between them are always dynamite. Sometimes it's like, because they're so good, it's like a blowout here, blowout there. Titan Fnatic is an awesome stylistic matchup. It always produces incredible games. It's one of the only matchups, actually, where the team that's much better in the rankings has repeatedly lost to the team who's actually lower in the rankings and is a very even in that sense.
Yeah, and you mentioned rankings. You know, you do a ranking on an incredibly regular basis, like after every
couple of tournaments.
And he's got nothing else to do, Scoot. So
exactly.
Honest, you know.
And you have Fnatic number 1, and you have Titan number 6.
Yep.
And then the second semifinal, you got Na'Vi number 7, VP number 5.
Yeah.
Have you seen? Forget these 4. Of the other ones, anyone impress you enough to maybe sneak in or change?
I think it's likely I'll probably put Vox in, actually. Because once you get near the bottom end, a lot of that's going off like key upsets, or if you can win a best of 3. Well, they didn't win best of 3, but they won some best of 2s. So, Yeah, I think overall they've probably done enough to earn a spot. I'm not sure where it'll be yet, but it'll be between 8 and 10, I think, somewhere around there.
Okay, great. Now let's go ahead and take a look at, well, let's look at Crims first. So why don't you walk us through a little bit about Crims?
I mean, Crims, to me, in a weird way, kind of defines the Fnatic style. Because one of Fnatic's key things is no matter who is the star, no matter who carries, if all of them goes crazy JW, Crims is consistency. It's that approach, that playing the fundamental CS the right way. That's what gets him there. And there's always a stat on nearly every tournament Fnatic does well, where they'll show a stat on hltv.org of Crims, and they'll say, like, okay, he got like 1 kill or an assist in, like, 40 of the 42 rounds they won. It's like, if you actually look at, if you cut away the rounds they lose or whatnot, it doesn't matter who was the top fragger. He's the one who gets the consistency that puts you in a position to win. Because if you think about it, if he's getting that kill or assist constantly, he's giving you those chances where you're a man up, you're in a better position. And if you play correctly from a better position with more men up, that's how you win rounds, That's the fundamentals of Counter-Strike, actually. It's not just the guy who gets the 3 kill or the guy who wins the 1v1 always. It's who puts him in the position to get the 1v1, that sort of thing.
I mean, that's the key thing with Crims. Like, the team plays so much trust in him because he is Mr. Reliable. He'll hold the site by himself, and he just drops bodies. Like, he's always going to get those kills, always going to do the damage, plays really smart. And that's why, his stats are ridiculous. I didn't even realize his entry kill ratio was that high.
And even, that's the other thing. Because he's such a good CT player, people don't realize on T side, he'll also entry frag as well. And also, he's got like a 70+% win rate in 1v1s. You don't think of him as the big clutch player. No. The difference is because he plays that fundamental style. It's very solid. Even his style of plays like this, it's boring. It's just solid. You shoot him in the body instead of in the head every time. It means he just grinds you out.
And when you consider, we were talking about Shocks being an amazing 1v1 clutch out, 81%, I believe this was the stat from yesterday. Well, Crims is on like 71% there, and he's not even someone you would readily associate. That's Fnatic's power. I mean, they're good at everything across the board, and Crims is representative of that.
And on the other side of the coin, obviously their opponent, Titan. Let's take a quick peek at those guys.
I mean, we'll start on the left. Legendary in-game leader, probably the greatest in CSGO overall when you consider he led from the beginning to now, all these different lineups. He's taken all these lineups to finals. I almost counted it. He took something like 5 totally different lineups to finals of events. No one else has anything comparable to that. So, yeah, we had Existence there. Then Kenny S, the star sniper of the team, the guy who, up until maybe a month or two ago, was having to literally just carry some of these guys to these positions with superlative performances. And then Apex, known as one of the most famous entry fraggers in the world. That's his whole style, and he is like a pure entry fragger. There's only a few of them out there in the world. It's like there's like Dupree, Freiberg. There used to be Angel. Like these guys who they literally their whole job is no matter what the tactic is, no matter whether we're losing or anything, I'm going in first and I'm going all the way in. Like I'm going to die basically. I'm not going to go in and if it's an unfavorable duel, I pull back out. I'm going in and I'm going to die otherwise. Either I die or we win the round. That's the pure entry style fragging. You have to respect that.
And this is why we've been talking about, if Titan are to do well, this is why, look, Maniac's level's gone insane lately. He's playing the best Counter-Strike of his career, super high level, but Titan still haven't been winning games with that. And that's because of exactly what Duncan's highlighting. Apex is so vitally important to Titan, especially on the T side as an entry fragger. If he's misfiring, if he's having a bad game, they're going to really, really struggle. And they've got some godlike T sides, like especially on things like Inferno and whatnot. But without Apex, if he's misfiring, so to speak, it's a bad day at the office for Titans. He's a hugely important player.
We got exactly what you wanted. Look at this. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map vetoes and picks. So again, they each ban 2, they each pick 2, leaving one last map to be the decider. So you can see Titan threw out Overpass and Mirage. Fnatic got rid of Train and Dust 2, leaving us Cobblestone. Picked by Fnatic, Cash by Titan, and the decider ends up being Inferno.
A key caveat to mention is that even though the graphic showed it like that, they ban one first, then they do their pick, and then they ban again before they decide. Okay, so what that tells you here is, first of all, if I was Titan and they really did have 2 bans, I would have definitely got rid of Cobblestone, but they didn't have the choice to. So since they didn't want to play Overpass, that left Cobblestone up for Fnatic to pick, which Fnatic tells you we're the best in the world on this map. They've repeatedly beaten teams on it, very big scores. So Titan had to leave that out there. They didn't want to make that their first ban. They don't want to play Overpass. But also the fact that the last map is going to be Inferno tells you that these 2 teams love this map.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm actually interested to see that Titan didn't pick Inferno, first of all, though. They actually picked Cash. Remember, they could have just gone straight for the Inferno, which is where they got all the upsets,
Yeah.
But Cash is a map that's great for both as well. And that's another map where the last meeting they had, well, second to last meeting, they had a key win on Cash where I'm sure that's what they're basing it off. Like, if we can do that again, I think we found things that work against them there. And most recently, Fnatic used to be considered very strong on Cash, but they've been getting getting a bunch of losses on this map. So I think it's more the climate of like Titans thinking like, well, we have a key win that we can replicate some of the things on there. And this tournament even, we've seen them lose on Cash. So those things go and combined, you know, whereas Inferno's still the classic pick. So we'll leave that as the decider.
Yeah, this is one of those, you know, kind of series where you're looking at the maps and you're thinking, actually, this really could go either way. Like, Fnatic picking Cobblestone, you know, yeah, I can kind of get on board with that a little bit, but I don't think Titan are going to struggle on this like some of the teams. I think Titan was smart in removing Mirage because they nearly lost to Immunity on Mirage. They, you know, they had to win in overtime. So get that out because Fnatic will beast you on Mirage. But having Inferno as a decider, that can go either way. And Cash, if Kenny S can play like how Kenny S can play on Cash, they can actually beat Fnatic on Cash. So this series is really tantalizing. Yeah. Every map has the potential to be won by either team.
Quick predictions.
Yeah, this is hard because, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go with what my intuition says. I'm gonna say Titan wins this 2-1, and that Fnatic gets Cobblestone and Titan wins the others. Crazy prediction. I still think Fnatic's the best team in the tournament, but I'm going to take Titan in this.
That's bold. I'm going to go 2-1 Fnatic. I think Fnatic are going to stay in that tradition of what the old Fnatic in 1.6 used to do. Struggle in the groups, just make it to day 2, and then they're going to come out strong. So that's my prediction.
All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Players are ready. Our cash is ready. Match 1 of our semifinals about to start. Bringing you the action, Chewy and DDK. Take it away, gentlemen.
Thanks so much, Scott. Well, we have a cracking match to kick the day off with here at Gfinity Masters for the first semi-final of the day. Of course, joined here by Chewy. What are your thoughts going into this one?
I'm really excited about this one. Thorin said that it is possibly his favourite matchup in CS to watch at the minute, and I have to agree with him. It's going to be a great one. Obviously, we've got 2 powerhouse teams ahead of us in the semi-final matches. Some people thought that Titan may not make it out of the group stage, but they actually ended up, I think, top of their respective group. And I'm really excited to see what they can do against Titan here. What about yourself?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I feel kind of left out here over at the caster desk. I want to get in on some predictions as well.
Yes, do it.
So I actually feel like I feel like Thorin is right here. I think Titan can actually win this with the maps playing out as they are. We know that Titan have had some really, really sick matches on Cobble. They're very strong here, able to take down teams like Virtus Pro, who are really good on this map.
Yeah, it was 16-6, wasn't it, the other day when they played them on it? They smashed them beyond what we thought, because we know that VP are a pretty good team on Cobble as well. We didn't expect it to be that kind of a walkover, so yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to say Titan. What about you?
Oh, that's a difficult one. That is a tricky one. I kind of, just for the sake of like a bit of banter, want to go with Richard and say Fnatic as well, so it's kind of 2 versus 2. But there's something telling me that Titan can do it. But I'm going to go with Fnatic.
What does Richard know? You picked Envious to win.
That is true. That's true. Right. He's already got it wrong. No, I'm going to
regret saying that. He's going to burn me alive later on.
I'm simply going to go with Fnatic just because they were my original pick to win the tournament. So I'm not going to move away from that. That would be bad of me to do, I think. I picked Fnatic to win the tournament, as a lot of us at the talent team here did. So I think they're still going to be able to take this one just. But I hope it's a close series, of course. We want a thriller for the first semi-final here of the Gfinity Spring Masters.
And it's not going so well on the knife round here. I mean, this looks like Titan should be able to start off on the CT side, but we have seen a lot more T rounds initially when this map was renovated, and it was still very CT sided, but teams starting to figure out how to play that T side. And with some of the really expert Cobble teams like Virtus Pro, we're seeing loads of T rounds. So this could, it might not be too much of an impact, but it's going to be Fnatic starting off on the T side.
Cool. So I'm not going to ask predictions in the sense of specific score lines, but in terms of the maps, which we've now obviously seen through the veto system, who do you think will take which map, considering Titan will win, in your opinion?
Well, the thing is with Cash and with Cobble, I think Richard was quite correct in saying how much of an impact Kenny S is, because they do rely on him a lot on both sides of the coin, like actually holding down A defensively on the CT side of Cash, but also actually getting the entries from on middle with the AWP on A as well. So he does tend to be very, very critical to all of their plays. So honestly, I feel like, even though that's said, both maps, Inferno and Cash, I feel like it's true even for me to call. However, I do feel like Cobble is a bit of a favourite for Titan personally, so that's why I'm going with Titan. Actually, I feel like this has got a slight edge.
Cool.
At the beginning of the game.
Well, this is the thing that we want. This is why we want a bit of controversy, because a lot of the predictions so far have been relatively obvious ones. Obviously, we have had some upsets as well in this tournament, but now this is the first time in the semi-final stages where we're split on the predictions, and we're not quite sure, because anything could happen between these 2 teams. And we are into the first pistol round here, live on Cobblestone between Titan and Fnatic.
Love a bit of cobblers, and we have a 4-man set up at B at the moment for Titan, 1 man in Skyfall for Titan on that defense, and just leaving Apex alone on the A bomb site, and that is where Fnatic are gearing up for the push at the moment, so could be pretty difficult for Apex unless RPK is able to put in some good defensive shots from the vents and balcony area there, which he's now rotated to. So lots of movement here from Fnatic, but yet to really make a commitment.
Look at how close Maniac and Olofmeister are. Maniac got boosted up, and if one of them peeks around the corner, they will find each other. I think Olofmeister could be aware that there's a player there. They will now find each other. Maniac tagged down to 41 points of health, but Olofmeister will come out the better man in that situation.
Now Existence is going to be trying to wrap around the side, hopefully able to cover the angle that's now open from Skyfall. This is going to get quite precarious because Fnatic can still go either which way, and you can see 2 players to a side for Titan. They're trying to work out where are Fnatic going to actually attack at the moment. Fnatic taking it so slowly, but finally they are going to be coming in onto that B-bomb site.
11 points for Kenny as he will fall to the hands of Crims. Existence trying to respond, but it's 3 quick frags in a row for Fnatic. Apex takes down Flusher, and there are a couple of players tagged on the Fnatic side, but they will successfully plant the bomb. RPK gets his first kill and enters into the game, and the bomb is ticking.
Apex on the side has to round the corner very quickly, finds Crims. Crims will get the kill though, and it's just on RPK. He's got 17 points of health. He is going to have to be a headshot master to pull that one off. He won't do so in this instance. Crims will get the kill, and Fnatic will pick up a pistol. Very methodical play from them. They took it really, really slow. Titan gave them a lot of respect as well. They didn't over-rotate. They just tried to play on the information that they had, but Fnatic was so good at denying it that they just put Titan in just an awful position on the eventual site take. So very, very well done by Fnatic on that pistol, absolutely. But we've got the Kenny S on the scout, so maybe some hope can be found here in this force buy from Titan.
2 rifles and 3 SMGs will be the name of the game in round number 2 for the Swedish side of Fnatic, and let's see where they initially head with that bomb. Once again, just scouting out for information here. We've got a couple of players on that Titan squad with armor. Kenny S will find Olofmeister there. That's the headshot into him in the first kill of the round.
Really nice there, getting a man advantage early on, and again, they do have, to be honest, decent weapons to actually compound this into a much stronger situation for themselves, even potentially around win Titan. If Apex can pick up some kills, he's excellent at holding down this choke point at the bottom of that CT wrap. In they come though, the spray with the CZ. Perfect jump there to make the life difficult there for Apex, and Maniac is going to be behind the APC on the site with RPK, so good positions here for Titan. Just got to connect those bullets, and there it is. RPK is going to take down Flusher. 3 more players remaining. RPK doing work at the moment, and now it falls onto the star player of the team, Kenny S, with that scout in hand. He's got 1 frag already. Going to need to pick up 2 more. Pronax, one of those shots would have taken him down, so very, very big misses there from Kenny S. Still in a 1-on-2 with that bomb ticking away. He's got no kit as well, so he needs to really get himself moving, but at some point he's probably just going to call it quits and say, hey, I can't get it done with the remaining time, and indeed he's going to do that and save that scout, which is pretty valuable.
Kills a couple of chickens as he exits, just for good measure, but Crims and Pronax played that as smart as you could really there. Didn't peek, just got in great after plant positions, stayed behind them, and they knew Kenny S had a scout and they knew what damage he could potentially do with it, so they thought, well, let's just not challenge him. He's the one who's got to come and try and retake the bomb site, and he wasn't successfully able to do so. Still, you know, credit to Titan, they did good damage where they wanted to. RPK got a couple of good P250 kills, but it wasn't quite enough. The SMGs and rifles reigned strong on that large array bomb site. Fnatic take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy because, I mean, Kenny S had 2 shots at Pronax. It's kind of nuts that he actually missed both of them. Yeah. One of the shots was required to actually kill him, so that would have been a 1-on-1 then, which he would have gone for, and who knows what would have happened. But now we're going to have the full save from Titan just with that scout left over on Kenny S. Now, it would be hard to see them doing much damage here. Fnatic looking to pick up a very clean round, and so far, Flush is starting things off well with that P90. The run and gun is doing work.
He's really been favouring that P90 a lot recently, and he could do some darn good damage with the spray and pray weapon, as some people class it as well. RPK here will find 1 player, but Kenny S gets the kill onto Pronax, now leaving us in a 3 versus 3, but Flusher picks up the hat-trick. Will he get any more? No, he will not. Kenny S drops him. Olofmeister takes down Apex, and once again we find Kenny S left alive in a 1 versus 2 situation. He will back off. Try and look for a couple of exits potentially here, but it will not succeed. Olofmeister finishes him off, and a good strong start here from Fnatic.
To be fair to Titan, I mean, they killed 3 players on the first round and 3 players there as well. So getting damage in, not allowing Fnatic to just build up money for free. So that's really nice. And now Kenny is going to be on the AWP. The only problem for them really is having those ecos in play after losing the pistol round has left them without a situation where they have many grenades. They've got 4 smokes. No kits. No kits. Yeah, that's actually a very, very key thing to highlight indeed. It's
such a small thing. But in the grand scheme of things, that could be huge if Fnatic do plant that bomb, which they've done. I think they've done it every round so far that we've seen, I believe. Anyway, I may be wrong with that. But anyway, back into round number 4. JW and Kenny S. The AWP battle, I'm sure, is going to be quite a prolific one in this best-of-3 series here at the Gfinity Arena. And we will see how it develops over the course of these next potential 3 maps. No casualties as of yet, though, in this round.
Krim's just going to flash into Skyfall and look for some quick peeks, but he's going to get dinked down. That's actually really nice for Titan, getting some early damage here. Kenny S picks up Olofmeister also, so Krim's on 9. They're down to 4 players. Fnatic now need to figure out, okay, how can we salvage this round? What kind of play can we create? They've got to take risks. There's no getting around that very crucial fact that risks have to be taken, shots have to be hit. And Apex, again, he's such a beast in this position. And he's going to get taken down so smart by Fnatic.
That boost on with JW there, looking over the top of the smoke, was absolutely perfect. Just showing their class on a map like this. They smoke off the relevant areas. He will find Maniac, and that is JW's, I think, 3rd kill in this round. Krim still left on 9 HP, but he goes for the no-scope onto that player, starting to rotate through, which will be Existence. He will drop. Now Kenny S with the AWP. This is the 3rd round in a row. We see him the last man left alive, and he's going to have to save that sniper rifle.
And all off of just such a simple underestimation there by Apex, because Apex was repositioning, thinking, okay, I have the best angle here on the smoke. And with that boost, obviously, that circumvented that completely and gave a really nice angle to JW. And he just did hashtag JW things, picked up some excellent kills. And now Kenny S is on the run. They know where he is. He's got 8 HP at the moment. And there he's going to get taken down by Flusher. So they've removed the AWP, and that's going to be fully eco next round for Titan, as they're yet to pick up a round on the CT side.
The Gfinity Arena looking very busy already, which is great. We had a great atmosphere here on the final day of the first Spring Masters event, and we're certainly hoping for a great atmosphere here at the second one. Titan, as you said, on that eco round now, and this is the thing, when Fnatic start to get the momentum rolling, it can be very dangerous very quickly, and if we are, of course, still classing the T side of Cobblestone as the weaker side, Titan need to start to try and change things soon.
Absolutely. We've got Fnatic though with Olofmeister scouting things out with that Mach 10. Very apt choice. Not going to give away much if he does go down, and he is going to be able to spot quite a lot for his team. Really nice to take the kind of this B area, the B long kind of walkway. It's really powerful. Get lots of information. You can survey the entire bomb site. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Olaf will dive into the bomb site now as Existence rattles off a few shots with that Deagle. Not going to connect with anything really at the moment, but just moving into the smoke, seeing what he can get done, but he's completely confused as to where he is. And Fnatic pick up one frag after another, and it does look like a fairly easy cleanup so far.
Hardly any damage taken on the Fnatic side in this 5th round. Olofmeister will find RPK there and get the kill. Will he finish things off in style? Yes, he will. Olofmeister with, I think, the triple there in that round. That's obviously just going to boost their economy even so more than it was before. $7,800 for that player. And let's see what sort of a buy Titan decide to go for in this round. They are now going for those diffused kits, and they have got that AWP back on Kenny S, but Fnatic looking very strong at the start of this first map.
They're looking definitely very good, but Titan have another good buy-in as well. Apex by the bottom of CT ramp looking for any frags, but 2 players in very quickly now. Apex, oh, he spots one, catches off Pronax, now has to retreat as he's a bit worried that the trade attempt is going to come in from Krims, but Krims is just playing it cool at the moment, and there will be a re-smoke, and Titan able to take an advantage, and there's no response from Fnatic. Really nice for Titan, but before the answer was JW, with an AWP. This time he's not got an AWP. It's actually Olaf who's AWPing for Fnatic.
Yeah, and he's lurking over towards that B bomb site area, as we can see, just looking over towards the B long sort of section of the map. Apex with that first kill in the round. He's going to flash his way through. Doesn't realise that there's, I think, a crossfire situation there. Krims will take him down to even things now into a 4 versus 4 situation. We can see RPK has fully rotated onto that A bomb site now, but look at this position from JW. We sneaked past all of them to get here.
Yeah, I can't believe he's actually made it there undetected. He knows how good his position is. They're setting up around him. They know that he can provide a lot of damage if the distraction comes in from the CT ramp area. RPK is there though for Titan, and the rotation's coming in. Oh, there's JW. Clinical precision there from him with a long-range AK headshot. And now Olofmeister biding his time for that lurk with the AWP. Not the usual weapon choice, but I'm sure he's going to make it work. We've got Titan now trying to scramble for this retake, and in comes Olofmeister, the silent assassin from the back, going to pop off Maniac. Now Kenny S is feeling the pressure from the back. What do Titan do in a spot like this? Crims takes him out from the bomb site. They get completely crushed and surrounded. What an awesome round from Fnatic, really.
That was such a great strategy there. There were two really prominent players there in my situation. Well, there were three plays. There was Olofmeister on the lurk. There was JW getting sneaky around the edge of the bomb site. And then just that simple crossover that we saw when Apex tried to peek into mid and get aggressive. And there was no chance. Even if he'd have got one player, the other player behind him would have got the trade frag. So simple things like that all combined to a great round by Fnatic. And they are dominating Titan. And they will pull out the French FAMAS now to force up a buy.
Yeah, this is what Henry G referred to as the sewers yesterday, when you're just put into a situation where you just have to buy, even though you can't buy really properly. FAMAS, not a really good sort of utility to combine with it, just a limited amount of grenades, but something to work with, some amount of utility. However, Titan will probably feel like, hey, we got to get aggressive somehow. We got to find a quick kill somehow to make up for that disadvantage. And they've got 3 players towards A, and that's the site where you can get a little bit more aggressive with the CTs. But so far, they won't find a single thing.
JW lurks and takes down Apex to start things off here. Maniac holding a tight angle. Olofmeister will be more than aware of where he could be, though, and knocks off his head as JW picks up another kill. Before being dropped by Kenny S, existence falls, and once again, we see Kenny S, the last man left alive. He's in a 1 versus 4, and he's just got to look for exit frags at the best here. He's picked up that AWP drop from JW earlier on. He misses a shot, but this is going to be 7-0 in favor of Fnatic on the T side of Cobblestone. Titan, I don't want to sound horrible, but they need to wake up.
Yeah, it's not looking good for them at all, and it's hard to say how they can really stop Fnatic when Fnatic have been playing so damn well. Titan, you know, one thing you can do on a map like this is get a bit more aggressive on the A side of things. These days, with the way that the meta's been going, you can see they're actually taking a timeout here, so you can only imagine that as Chu is saying, they've got to try to kickstart things here, figure out what we can do to turn things around. But yeah, I mean, B, you can't really pressure or push B. There's no, the choke points are too severe. The T's have such favorable engagements. The only way you can really get information or make plays as the CTs early in the round when you have a disadvantage on the weapons is by pushing A or having really cool forward setups on A. But that's also, people are really aware of that these days. So it's quite difficult if your just setups with AWPs are just getting broken by the T strats and tactics. So Fnatic look tactically superior at the moment.
I mean, this is a question for you, being more aware of the analytical side and the strategy side on that T side of Cobblestone, me being in a way relatively new to it. We've seen 2 rounds in a row now that Olofmeister at the start was lurking with the AWP towards B, then they switched it and JW was going towards that A long kind of area and lurking with the AWP there. And I think both rounds in a row they may have got the entry frags there. And so then will that distract those CTs and start to move them over towards that other bomb site where JW's or Olofmeister's just got those initial entry frags to start the round off? How key do you think that kind of a role with that weapon will be for Fnatic here?
Yeah, I mean, they can create so many mix-ups because there's no real indication of what a player's position really means. Because on some maps, you'll see maybe like Flusher, like let's say if it's Cash on B storage. Well, that actually can tell you quite a lot because usually his role is this, so you can make some certain reads if you studied the team. But all the top teams, one of the ways which they stay on top is that they're constantly being proactive instead of reactive when it comes to saying, okay, we just won a tournament like this, everyone's gonna be studying us. We can't just keep everything the same, because if people study our demos, they can counter-strat us to some extent. They can, and not necessarily counter-strat, because there is, of course, there's always this danger where if you get two in the heads of your opponents, and be like, oh, you know, if we try this to specifically deal with them, and you know, that can be a self-defeating endeavor sometimes. But just being aware of certain tells, that's enough. So Fnatic mixing it up with Olofmeister on the lurk there. The AWP, I'm not sure about the AWP from Skyfall there. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but he's Olofmeister. So someone just pull out the 5-7 which he picked up and just make it work there. So it's just really dangerous across the board. I mean, we see how powerful the AWP is on this map, and the CT's not being able to afford it. And then Kenny S, when like he's not even able to be in the game right now because they keep just decimating them on B.
And this is the thing that, you know, we have to take into account with Titan is, as we said, their money has been in absolute tatters the whole way through. We saw that 5-man FAMAS buy. We've seen quite a few rounds where they've been able to buy rifles and armor, but limited grenades, hardly any defuse kits, which isn't great as well, or no defuse kits in a couple of situations. And that as a CT on a map like this is not great whatsoever. It's as simple as that. You know, there's no need to really go in depth with that. So Titan, their number one priority, they need to sort out their economy. They need to try and do something to disrupt Fnatic here, bring their economy back so that they can reward Kenny S with that AWP, for example.
I mean, some key things actually for Fnatic is that they've been able to take map control too easily towards A. They've been able to get up A long, up into the bottom of CT ramp in that connect area there, where JW just got that pick so easily in so many rounds, and then they just play around it. They just make setups around it, and it's been too strong right now. And we have the eco out from Titan right here, and what I'd really like to see them doing going forwards is just having stronger, a little bit more aggressive setups. You don't have to like push hardcore, but just to hold on a little bit more aggressively towards A, to stop the map control for Fnatic, because then Olofmeister can just sit on Skyfall and he can just freely rotate. You can see that. You can see what's happening with Fnatic's communication. They're like, okay, we've got a guy here. Let's set up a push here. Let's coordinate. Let's combine. And you can't let Fnatic make plays for free like that.
Well, they are making plays for free at the second, and they are showing why they are arguably the best team in the world, and why a lot of us at the casters and analysts area chose them as our favourites to win this tournament. Maniac and Existence will find themselves the last ones left alive. They will just look for the exit frags to try and do some form of damage to the economy of Fnatic, but 2 players fall for the Swedes, and Titan yet to take a round on this first map of Cobblestone. Crims has only died once.
Indeed. I wonder if we'll see more like weird positions of Olof's AWP if he's it's not got the AWP at the moment, but the Skyfall one is kind of strange, but there are always some angles which appear strange at first, but if you're a really good AWPer, as a rifler, as a CT rifler, you'd never expect that, and you always get beaten on that angle. On Inferno, Boiler was a position where AWPers started to just play on Boiler, and it's just really hard to AWP it, but if you can do it, it's really strong. So I think it's somewhat of an issue like that, but here we have another take. Titan must hold here.
Kenny S gets the first kill. That's Olofmeister down after initially being boosted up toward this B-long area. He will eat a Molotov right to the face there. It only tags him very slightly, and he escapes that initial scary moment, but look at the information that they could potentially be getting. Apex pushing up, but Kenny S finds the second kill.
And that is what we needed. Now they've been losing that area, that B-long area, so many times, and finally they're going to be able to hold it down thanks to Kenny S actually hitting the shots. They've got the buy working for them. Now can they stop the bleeding right here? Can they start swinging momentum back in their favor? There's loads of cash for Fnatic. In a round like this, you know, JW and Crims, they're going to feel confident. They're going to have complete freedom to just take some crazy risks. And these guys are so good, they might just pull off a lot of damage, and that's something that Titan cannot afford. They need the clean round at this point.
Well, they've not lost a player yet in this round, so that's obviously going to help their economy out just that bit more after really being stuck with it earlier on in the round. Loss bonus really did come into play to help. Kenny S will actually lose that AWP as JW looks to do some damage. He's not spotted out. Maniac, and Crims will fall. So finally, Titan with a round on the board. Hopefully that will be the start of many, and they can bring this back.
Yeah, they only lost 1 man, so that's acceptable losses there. I think anything more than that, it starts to really hurt, because again, in Fnatic, they're so good at just making the frags, even if they're losing the rounds, that with the buys having to be so expensive for Titan to keep, you know, strong B holds, because that's also been a problem for them. I mean, they've had problems all over the map, but we've got here an aggressive push from Kenny S, gets the angle, takes down Flusher, and again, he's kicking things off well for his team.
Gets the first kill of round number 10 as the incendiary grenade will slow Olofmeister down here over towards that B-long area. Getting aggressive though, deciding to push through to see what information he can find, but initially it will be nobody, and we can have a look at the setup here. We've got 1 player in Kenny S right on the edge of that A-bomb site area, with Apex playing his usual position, pushing up over towards mid. JW's going to be lurking in that area to see what information he can find. He flashes his way through, but doesn't peek it. And it's all gone quiet once again, although Olofmeister does take down Maniac.
But it begins. Fnatic, they try to get themselves back onto a deeper position on B, but it won't happen. Good smokes there from Titan. They've been holding on very well to their smokes, just letting them loose at the last possible second. to strengthen their holds and make life hard for Fnatic. But here they come once again. Molotov's in now. Can they make this work? Existence sitting on the bomb site behind the statue. Oh, great shot there from Pronax, but trades are going to come in from RPK, and Kenny S is in position as well. Oh no, he gets taken down by Pronax. They line up, but it's not good enough. Apex has to save the day against 3 players, or Titan are crippled. They did not build the economy up they needed to sustain a loss like this early on after winning. What a horrible position for Apex to be in. And he knows when he's beat at this point, he's just going to lose his weapon, and perfect post-plant positions for Fnatic.
In a way, unlucky for Titan not to win those duels. We can see just how low on HP Crims and Pronax are, but again, Fnatic just showing their class, entering that bomb site. And Existence, I don't actually believe he's been able to pick up a kill yet, so just to have his head knocked off as the first man entries and gets in on that B bomb site, that's got to be annoying for him. And you know, what can you say here for Titan? What have they got to do now down there in such a tricky spot?
The problem is, I mean, they're just their holds. They're just getting beaten out on just the holds basically. It's a pretty fundamental aspect of Counter-Strike, and at this level, it's so tactically fine-tuned between the teams. And of course, you know, Pronax there, they still, even though they were down on some players and the hold was okay to begin with, they got so deep on that position they can get so many good angles that are favorable, and it just takes that one bullet from Pronax, and then they get more position onto the site. Then they have just better positions all over. So it's really simple stuff that's winning Fnatic the round, but they are the masters of fundamentals. And look at this, the boost there from Existence, but Olofmeister's looking for it.
Olofmeister was aware that there was a potential boost earlier on, I think in the first pistol round of the game. And so once again, he's looking over towards there, and Existence will fall. He's dropped again without a kill to his name. Olofmeister getting the entry. Maniac will respond, but that 5-7 not able to do as much damage as he will have hoped. It's now left in a 4 versus 3 situation. RPK does take down Flusher there. Crims responds straight away. It's trade frags across the map as Fnatic make their entrance onto this B bomb site. They've got the smoke wall down there to try and give them some cover. No plant as of yet, though.
Yeah, Kenny S with a huge amount of work to do here, gets smoked off, but thankfully Apex is going to do just enough to give Kenny S a chance. He's going to switch out for the AK after the frag. 1-on-1 now. JW is looking quite strong actually, still above 90 points of health. Going to swap out for the rifle, so plenty of time here for JW to work with as he re-smokes the angle, and he finds the shot onto Kenny S. Oh no, Kenny S even had actually the jump on JW just by some amount of milliseconds there, but it's not going to be enough. 10-1 is the score. Fnatic are walking all over Titan in this opening map. I never would have predicted that the CT side would be so hard, even after losing the pistol as Titan did.
Olofmeister and JW really the two standout players. Actually, Crims playing really well as well. They're all doing their part, all doing everything they really need to do to shut down Titan in great style so far, and they will be forced onto another eco. Measly pistols in hand for Titan as Fnatic look to extend their lead even further. And I hate to call it early down, we're only in round 12, but you've got to start asking questions about whether Titan can even possibly bring this back.
It's pretty rough, but the thing is that Titan are a great T-sided team, so never count them out, to be honest, especially, you know, this far into a tournament. And, you know, Fnatic, they are just, I mean, this position here, this like B-long area, this walkway, you can see that when you have teams which have players like Olofmeister, like Crims, Pronax, Flusher and JW, their entire Fnatic lineup, they're so strong at just the aim duels, and that's what you get when you take this position. Look at these kind of these angles and the vantage point that gives you. It's very strong, and Titan have just been losing out there too often, and we are going to see a nice clean-up here from Fnatic before the Barons can come in from Titan, but they may even be on another eco actually, because I think they got completely reset. I think they spent everything, so yeah, this is pretty rough. There is no sugarcoating it, to be honest.
Crims going hunting for that last player, which once again will be Kenny S, to see if he can take away that CZ75, and that is exactly what he will do. Fnatic already only 5 rounds away from confirming the first map to go in their favour before we do head to cash. Titan will be able to buy here, and Kenny S has got that AWP. Let's have a look at their buy, see how many grenades they've got. Only 1 player with a kit by the looks of things, which will be Maniac. So although they have got those rifles and a few grenades to work with, if the bomb goes down for Fnatic, they've got limited time to try and retake any of these bomb sites.
Yeah, and what adjustment are we going to see from Titan? Because they know that they've had issues holding the B side of the map. And Fnatic have created lots of strong opportunities, even when they lose players initially on the trades. But we are going to see potentially the boost here as Maniac gets himself into position. He's pretty good here usually, but gets immediately taken down. Fnatic too fast on the timing there. Spray comes in from Existence, gets 2 quick kills, but will it be enough? That's the question as RPK chimes in, finds Pronax, and the bomb is down on that walkway. Now, how on earth is Crims going to save this one? RPK's got a good angle. He's got his comrade Apex en route, and he will close out the round. So Apex and RPK going to deliver their 2-11 though. Still a huge mountain to climb.
I don't think we could really emphasize enough how important that round was for Titan, not just in the grand scheme of things with the score, but just for their mentality of going, can we do this? Can we really come back into this one? And they showed that they can hold strong. Existence with 2 big kills that he needed there, especially with his performance so far on this map. He needed those kills to try and do something. JW, this is the 2nd round in a row he's peeked through there aggressively. This time he finds the kill onto Apex. He wasn't so successful in the last round, but the entry frag once again going in favor of Fnatic. And look at this hold from Team Titan. They've got 3 players over towards B. We can now see RPK rotating his way back over towards A, as is Kenny S. And Fnatic have just taken their foot off the gas pedal here for a second, slowing down to see what more information they could find out of these CTs.
Yeah, this is one of those spots where you put the team in a disadvantage. So on the top level, you expect the reaction to be, okay, they need to make a play now to try to even things up. Because if we, the theory is if we just move in together, going for the trades now, we're 5 against 2. That's going to be our round every time. So that's why they then slow it down. Are we going to force out a mistake? Well, Titan are patient, they're confident, and Maniac's got a Mag 7. He's going to pick up an AK after the frag on Olofmeister. So things going well here. Great save there from JW, saving his teammates. But we've got Kenny S up top here at CT ramp, but he's going to get flanked from A long. This is looking really bad again for Titan.
An A split coming from Fnatic. A couple of players through mid, a few through A long, and this is the thing, even when it looks like Titan are in a relatively good stead in some aspects, Fnatic just win those angels, and JW picks up some crazy quick shots, saving Pronax's life, who was knocked down to 9 points of health. Maniac now the last one left alive, will go for the spray down. That's 2. Can he get this 1 versus 4? This is the time to do it, Maniac. He finds that 3rd player, but misses his shots, and JW is too strong with the AWP. Takes him down. Fnatic secure another round here. 10-round difference going to the last round of the first half on Cobblestone.
Yeah, they're just being outclassed at the moment across the board. And I mean, of course they had a terrible economic situation, but they did have a lot of rounds where Fnatic is showing that just tactically and individually as well, that they're just coming out on top and just taking these areas away from Titan, and then that gives them so many options for Flusher, who is still calling to just create just a nice setup for them to win the round. It's just favourable situations always. And look at this. This is the real jumble sale buy here from Titan.
Jumble sale, I like it. Car boot sale, as we would say in the UK, kind of thing. Well, we can now see why Fnatic chose this map. We knew they were a strong team on it anyway, but Titan looked great on Cobblestone when they played VP, as we mentioned earlier on, and they've, in some respects, I have to say, looked a tiny bit asleep on it so far, but they've just been outclassed by Fnatic, it really is. And we are into the last round of this first half, as I've said. Titan just going for everything they can. Only 1 defuse, get a couple of players, well, all players with armor, but just a few with head armor as well. Maniac with that Mag 7 in hand, and they are stacking heavily over towards that B bomb site, where Fnatic look like they want to make their entrance, but still no casualties as of yet.
Yeah, again, just trying to see if they can bait out any plays from Titan, using the clock to their advantage. They've got time, why not use it? And now finally it's time to go in. Time to clean up this mess of CT players from Titan, as Olofmeister is now really deep, so is the rest of his team. But Maniac coming around from the side. Great stuff there from Maniac with the Mag 7, giving his team a chance here as Kenny S swings by in the chaos. And it's just Pronax and Flusher now, and Kenny S is himself an AK. Taking some nasty damage there and Flusher in from the side. Oh wow, what work here from Flusher. What work has been done by him as now Apex has nothing to do against 2 players facing him at once. 13-2, what a strong half from Fnatic.
They're looking great, Dan. I don't really think there's too much more we can say about that. We can do, only so much analysis for the Fnatic side. It's Titan that I want to concentrate on and ask you, what the heck have they got to do to try and bring it back on their side now?
The crazy thing is that it was kind of across the board that they were having issues. Usually Apex in that position at the bottom of CT ramp is super strong at holding it down almost by himself. Usually you need like strong team play setups there to really get things going. But no, he was just getting completely annihilated there. I mean, usually you expect him to get 2 or 3 3 kills when they take that map control, make it really costly. But Apex was not able to deliver there. And on the B side of things, we saw the issues they had also. So they need to, of course, win this pistol round. It goes without saying.
Look at JW. Look at the information that he's got. Existence is not even going to know where he's being shot from, and that's him going down here. Great aggression from Fnatic on the CT side. JW will eventually get punished for it, but still, they've got a good idea of where Titan could potentially be heading here in this pistol round.
And those are the kinds of risks you can take when you've got an 11-round lead.
Yeah, right.
You can just go for it, take massive risks. You've got a huge buffer of rounds to work with. If they just get a play like that, and maybe if JW picked up 2 kills, they win the pistol, the map's over. So smart stuff there from JW, but Titan now 3-2 against 4 as Fnatic are holding on to the bomb sites. So lots of work here for them to do, and they're going to make the play towards B.
RPK trying to spot a player out there as Kenny S drops his way down. They try to split this B bomb site, but just look at the rotation from Fnatic. They've got the perfect read on this. Flusher's too smart to know that Kenny S could come from that area. He will actually find the kill onto Pronax in the end. Will he be able to pick up his second? Yes, he does. Will it be the third for Kenny S here? This is going back in their favor. It was a 4 versus 2. Suddenly, Crims finds himself the last one left alive, but the top bragger on the map finds one. The clock is ticking. 5 seconds in the round left. RPK will plant the bomb. 1 versus 1 situation. It's RPK versus Crims. Crims does have a defuse kit to play with, but who will come out the better here? RPK wins, and that was a great round there from RPK, and Kenny has to bring it back in their favor.
Such a sick clutch between the 2 players there. They had a really unfavorable situation, there's no question about it, and that's going to definitely make them feel a little bit better and help them to forget about that horrendous CT side that they just experienced. So the buy's going to come in. We're going to see a lot of SMGs, a MAC-10, some MP7s, but as well, you know, for Fnatic, this buy from them is still quite strong. You've got a lot of choke points, natural choke points on the map to abuse. This scout on JW, that is a real danger point. Got to be so careful with that scout. Don't let him take too many shots. Could get pretty bad here quite soon if they do.
It doesn't surprise me that Fnatic have gone for this sort of a buy with 4 players with head armor here and pistols, 5.7s and 2 CZ7.5s we see here. So it really doesn't surprise me that they've gone for this sort of buy to try and still bring it back in the favor of themselves and bring it right in the faces of Titan. We will see if they're able to do so, or whether the SMGs and that Galil on Maniac will reign stronger in this next round. But once again, all quiet, just trying to scout out what information they can find, see if anybody's going to make any mistakes here, but none as of yet.
Yeah, they're just trying to bait out something from Fnatic again, using the time to their advantage. But slowly but surely, I think they're going to start to want to make the move now. It's just Flusher here on this angle. You wouldn't expect him to get all that much with the CZ, but you never know. They're going to go for the challenge, and Flusher gets 1 kill. No bullets really left to do much more than that. But Fnatic now have the call, and there comes JW looking for those shots. This position's really, really dangerous now. If they can't get to him quickly enough, it's going to get a tag in. Wow, Fnatic are doing so much damage right now. RPK coming in with a quick frag there. Going to burn down JW as well. And everyone is so low right now in this 2-on-2. It's all on RPK for Titan. Has to get the bomb down. And Olofmeister and Pronax will take their time together, creeping side by side, looking for the perfect engagement. There it is, just a slight spot there by RPK as he drops down, and there it is. Pronax wins the round, and Fnatic, they steal it away. They steal it away from Titan, and they couldn't afford to lose this round.
What can you say, Dan, really? That was a real shame, but Fnatic once again showing their style. I said at the start, it didn't surprise me that they went for this sort of buy, and they prevailed even against these stronger SMGs, and that Galil, as I said, which I think was in the hands of Maniac at the start of that round, and Fnatic played that so well. They got such a great read, and they put themselves in those angles where the pistols would win in that situation.
I like this situation for, well, I don't like the situation for Titan, but this is a smart buy.
Yeah, I
There's
agree.
a school of thought which would say, you know what, we're so far behind, it's going to be really hard to get this game back no matter what. Let's just go with a quick buy and make it possible with a quick plant potentially, and it's going to be the frag. The trade's coming in, but it's going way too well for Fnatic at the moment. They still have good positions to work with. Rotation is going to come in, but RPK, long range with the MP7, finds the kills and puts it to a 2-on-2. Maniac as well, long range Tech 9. It's not going to get some damage done, but Olofmeister equalizes. Wow. Great stuff from him. Fnatic now on map points.
He makes that look so easy. He didn't look phased at all for a second there. Titan did everything they could. They forced up what they could buy. The Tech 9s reigned supreme momentarily, but Olofmeister does what Olofmeister does best. Clutches with that M4 there, and as you said, puts Fnatic on map point. Who would have predicted it would have been so one-sided in this first map. We will be going to Cash for the second one. JW does miss a shot there, rare for him, but he still found that initial information.
They've moved close to his position now. He's actually really exposed, and this could actually go well for Titan, taking parts of the map very, very fast. But JW actually will get to reposition, and he won't get caught as he's moving back up the CT ramp, so that's kind of nice for him.
JW's dead.
Oh, well, there you go, he's moved. He's transcended.
I hate to call you out like that, but I just didn't want you to go too far on that point. But I think it was Flusher there who just picked up that kill. Crims gets the second one. KennyS does take down Crims in response. We now find ourselves left in a 2 versus 3 situation. KennyS has got his favourite weapon, the AWP in hand. Nice shot onto Flusher there. Olaf Meister responds straight away again. And now King Kenny has got to clutch on 28 points of health. Otherwise, it will be 16-3 in map number 1 for the Swedes.
Now this is a really rough spot. 40 seconds to play with here. The bomb is down in such a nasty position for him to pick up. They know it as well. At least they're behind some choke points at the moment. Still smoked off for the time being. And they're going to hear the stepping as well. But can they make the right guess here as KennyS goes and tries to get the angle on a player on the balcony? Not going to peek out just yet as he can get the plant down now. This is going to take something very special from the star AWPer, KennyS.
Well, he's a very special player, and we know what things he can do with it. And if there's any time to clutch, this is it. He's going to miss that shot there, and he will instantly be punished for it. The GG's come into the chat. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. Yeah. Crims, 22 frags and only 10 deaths to his name. A great, result across the board there for the entire Fnatic squad. And I hate to call out players for their wrongdoings, but Existence picked up 2 kills, which was that double spray down on that B-bomb site, and that was it, the entire map.
Yeah, it's just their CT side. It's just they couldn't hold on either side of the map, and when you can't hold on either side of the map, when Fnatic get free map control everywhere, you're giving the best team in the world just a freedom to basically just create any play that they want to. You're not even restricting them. So that's just one of those really harsh situations where the players just aren't hitting the shots. They get into really hard times on the money, and then they have to make really hard choices, and they got disadvantages anyway on the duels. It's just a slippery slope basically for them.
This is such a crucial thing with the economy, especially on that CT side when things are more expensive, when you've got things to take into account like buying a diffuse kit and things, which at times, as I've mentioned before, we saw Titan not doing. When Fnatic are bullying their economy, to put it frank, and really beating down hard on them at the start of the game, they won the pistol obviously and converted off that and then carried on that momentum as things went forward. Titan were forcing buys. We saw that 5-man FAMAS buy with hardly any grenades and anything, and from then on out, it was very tough for them. Fnatic looking strong. But anyway, guys, we will go for a quick break before we go to map number 2, which will be Cash, Fnatic versus Titan, still on your screens after the break.
I'm on it.
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 Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Gfinity Arena in the heart of London for the second map of the first semi-final match between Fnatic and Titan here. Myself, Chewy, joined alongside me is DDK. I'm afraid we didn't get the first map that we hoped for.
It was a bit of a walkover, yeah.
It was.
Fnatic just, I mean, well, Titan couldn't really defend. They couldn't hit the shots, and that's kind of the very simple thing that you need to do. But that's always the problem you run into when you have a team like Fnatic. If everyone's on fire on Fnatic, if everyone's hitting their shots, it's always going to be really rough. Like they always have a chance, no matter what kind of a situation they get into. And we even saw that happen on some of the better rounds, but where maybe Kenya's was getting the pick-offs and stuff like that. Still, you always have that danger of even Pronax. He walked in, just took some shots, and I think I incorrectly stated that Flusher was still calling Pronax as being switched back. Okay. So Semler corrected me there. So thanks to Semler. And well, I mean, we saw some really cool rounds. Actually, there was this one really awesome round where JW snuck up from A long because Titan didn't have any control there. They lost a man towards A early, got behind the little fence. Yeah. And then that, just like if you just watched the mini, how they positioned around that, it was just beautiful. It was awesome.
So beautiful. And again, on top of that, they were doing other things across the map. We saw, I think it was Olaf Meister with the AWP lurking over towards Skyfall or over B long area, that kind of area of the map anyway, in general terms. And
they split onto, they made the distraction down the bottom CT ramp. Everyone's looking there. Then JW picks off one from his position. Then the rotation comes in, and Olaf Meister. It was
mad. It was such a sick round.
A beautifully well orchestrated symphony.
And they made it look so easy. I'm sure if teams that go home and oh yeah, we can replicate that, we can give it a go. Probably won't quite turn out how it did for Fnatic in that respect. But credit to the guys. You can show why they are one of the favourites here, why they are one of the top-rated teams in the world, and they showed it in that first map. But now let's delete that. Now let's move on. We're on to Cash. Titan's pick, I believe it was this map. So they're feeling confident on it. What do you think this is going to be like for them here? I know we've got to take that first map into consideration, but they've got to wipe the slate and just get on with it.
Yeah, I mean, let's just forget that one as quickly as possible. I mean, they will as well. I mean, of course, it always comes down to hitting the shots. And again, if Kenny S is going to be on point on a map like this, he always has so much responsibility because they put him in spots where on A, for example, you're going to find him at the back of the site on the quad boxes with the AWPs. It's a very classic kind of position for Kenny S to be playing. On the defense, has to hit there's 2-3 frags with it, and equally on the entries as well, up mid, onto A main as well. Kenny S is the guy that opens up rounds for them. I mean, he's their star player. I mean, I think in the interview, he did an English interview before, and I think it was Palais was asking him, some say you carry the team and stuff like that, and he says, well, my team allows me to play really well, and that's because they put him in positions to allow his skill to allow him to do what he's best at, to create those opportunities, and that's his role. So a lot of focus on Kenny S, absolutely the man to watch for Titan. And I mean, that's the main thing for me that we need to see happening for them.
I really love seeing Kenny S on this map. I think he's a great player on that T side of Cash. You talked about it a tiny bit earlier on, especially in that A main area, starting to try and get some entry frags onto that A bomb site and start things off. And he just makes it, once again, look so easy. And so we've got to see him improve from that first map. We've got to see all of Titan improve from that first map as well. But I know it's something which some people may disagree on me, but I've only casted Titan a couple of times, admittedly, on Cash. And one of the times I did see them, RPK, when he was on form on that B-bomb site on the CT side, nobody was getting through him, and he was playing really well over there. So I feel if he can pick up his game as well, he can do some good damage.
Yeah, I mean, Apex has great intuition on his mid play. He's got really awesome angles as well. Uses very creative boosts to get really up close, and his understanding of taking, he takes some risky spots, but he understands it so well that he's able to create some awesome duels and win them. And of course, Maniac, we often see some godlike stuff from him on the A side of the map, on the boost position or with that 5-7. It seems to be very iconic now, Maniac with the 5-7. So Titan's CT side is strong, and they're a team that has great T rounds. I feel like, again, this is why I felt like they should, or I felt that I was going to throw them the advantage for this series, because I felt like they had a great cobblestone, but they got wrecked there. But then I was like, well, you know what, their cash is really good as well, so again, if Titan are playing as they should, we should have a really close match on our hands, I think.
Well, they will be starting on that T side as Fnatic do win the knife round to start things off. They just want a second, by the looks of things, Titan, just to gather their heads, get themselves into the game, and get ready for this second map on Cash. So all things considered, assuming now that we know that Titan are starting on that T side, they're going to want to get onto a hot start here. Considering they're facing up against a team like Fnatic, how many rounds do you think they should really be hoping for from this first half?
Well, I mean, Vox got 12 rounds on their CT side against Fnatic on Cash.
That's true.
So, got to do at least as well as Vox. The Aussies representing there. I mean, Fnatic, I think they dropped Cash against Liquid as well, so So definitely, it's been a shaky map for Fnatic across the tournament. So if it's going to get done here on any map, it should be cash for Titan. Now we're going to jump into the pistol rounds, and we are going to see the standard A retake play from Fnatic. This is as standard as it comes.
Look at the information Olofmeister and Pronax are getting.
This is a beautiful way to create a variation, get that early info. And RPK is actually looking for this. Oh, such a smart play here from Titan. Oh no, he does get taken out though, with no response really. Just a bit of damage, a lick of damage to Pronax. It's a pretty hefty lick. He's got 3 HP left, but still, they didn't get the frag.
No, they did not, and Pronax now actually right back in T-spawn sort of area. Apex has not looked to his right and will be punished for it. JW shuts him down, and we are already left in a 5 versus 3. The clock is ticking. JW picks right through the side of the smoke there and gets another kill. Existence and Kenny S, the last two alive to try and salvage something from this initial pistol round, but Fnatic have looked flawless, and Pronax through the door will find the head of Kenny S. Existence in CT spawn now. They don't know where he is, but now he has been spotted, but I think that may be Russia over there towards Fort Clift, and Fnatic coming in strong once again here from this first pistol round. No casualties whatsoever. First round for Fnatic.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be nice for them to start off a cash on a CT side and win a pistol round, considering some of the caches they have had in this tournament. Get to kick off things normally, get to continue that momentum that they had from map 1, Cobblestone, and we're going to have the Tech 9 armor here from Titan. So let's see what play they have to work with, because Kenny's actually has got himself a Molotov as well as a couple nades on Apex and Existence. So they're going to go with what you can only imagine would be some kind of an execute towards B. If they're going to do that, you'd expect that Molotov to go into the vent over the top of mid. But let's have a look and see what they go with here.
Maniac looking over towards the door as Pronax is the man in NBK just the other side of that area. JW, as you can see, on Forklift, just expecting, waiting to see if Titan rush through that area, but they've split up now. It looked initially like Titan were heading towards B, and the bomb is still over in that area, but they've split up to see if Fnatic push anything and get aggressive at any point and to try and find some more information, but nothing of avail yet.
So Kenny S is the man with the Molotov, and he's sitting by the little outside area here by B storage. So perhaps it's going to go straight on top of the site then, towards the back where Headshot is, where Crims is standing. And here it is, indeed. He's going to throw it through that that glass that's already been popped here. So looks like I think Fnatic probably have a good prediction on this one. I think they've got the read. It's been a lot of a delay. They know the kind of weapons that are being used by Titan. So here it comes, the push in by Titan onto that B bomb site.
Crims will fall. Olofmeister responds straight away. They flush on the quick rotation, throws down that Molotov because we see Maniac pushing aggressively there. We're left in a 3 versus 3, but on the crossover, RPK will get shut down. He does successfully throw the bomb across, and Existence will plant it, but Existence, that man is the last one alive. Pronax will shut him down, and a good round in the sense that Titan were able to plant the bomb, and they did get 2 kills, but in the grand scheme of things, Fnatic way too strong with those SMGs and rifles.
Yeah, definitely. At least they got the bomb down. It was a nice throw over, heroic effort as he just sacrificed his life. So here, take the bomb, get it down, and that's going to, of course, give them the opportunity to either go for a save, as they invested quite a lot into that round, or go for a buy to keep the pressure up. If it was Envious, they'd probably just buy here because they got $3,000. I mean, Envious would probably buy with that, but we are going to see just a save indeed, so they can get that that nice. Just standard round out in the following one. Kenny S on the AWP, hopefully. And also, hopefully for them, getting the early round pick.
Let's see if Titan can somehow salvage this round, or whether it will just be a throwaway one for them. As Fnatic look to take another 3-0 lead at the start of this second map, just like they did earlier on Cobblestone.
The interesting thing is that the only guy with an expensive pistol is actually Existence, who is, of course, the leader of the team. I would probably expect it to be on like a Kenny S, or like give it to Kenny S, or one of your like really sick aimers. Of course, Existence aim is pretty good, not to diss his aim. But we'll have to see if they can get some damage done here. It'd be really, really nice at this point, because you can see Fnatic playing super efficiently. They still have some FAMASes. JW's just still with the Tech 9, because he doesn't want to buy an AWP just yet. I think he probably could have afforded it with those rounds, but that's a great nade into Kenny S. And so far, so good for Fnatic. Just holding them off, holding them at bay, getting that info, playing it by the book.
Yeah, they're just playing so passive here, and rightly so. They don't want to get in the faces of those Titan players with those P250s at close range, and so they're just waiting for them to come in. They've given up initial mid control. Olofmeister now will be making his way over towards there, but Existence with that deagle gets the shot into him. We're left in a 4 versus 3 situation, but the bomb is being caught out. They know exactly where all of these players are. Pronax will fall, and we left ourselves into a 3-on-3. JW's picked up that T-side Tech 9, but Flusher gets 2, and Crims will finish off that final player in Apex there. So for a second, Titan looked like they could potentially try and push through that bomb site, and they got 3 players, I think it was, up short, trying to rotate their way up through there, but it wasn't enough in the end.
I mean, they invested, what, like $1,500 into that round, and they killed 2 players, almost 3 or 4 actually. So pretty cost efficient, and that's going to be really nice. Nice little economy damage done there, but AWP on Kenny S, and he's going to go for that A main pick in case there was a fast play in there by Fnatic. But they are just, again, playing it slow. They got a nice setup here. It's a very standard one. 3 towards mid, 1 in the vent area. They've got Olofmeister by headshot on B-bomb site, and JW with the AWP at the back of the A-bomb site with quad. It doesn't get more standard than that for Fnatic. Now, it's all going to be about how Titan actually find a pick here. They have got quite a spread out setup. And you can see, I think that's Kenny S is looking for that very classic locker peek, and he gets it as well on the lockers. Really, really nicely done by Kenny S. He's probably the best guy in the game at making that pick work.
We spotted him out as the guy to watch out for in A main on the T side for Titan to try and get those initial entry frags, and that's exactly what he's done, taking down Pronax, giving the man advantage in favour of Titan here. Crims in a great spot though to try and return some frags as he spots the sign of existence but gets punished for missing his shots. Olofmeister will fall as well. And we now leave ourselves in a 5 versus 2 situation here. Titan looking good to take this 4th round. Flusher will respond. Will he get the 2nd kill? No, he will not. And JW's just got to save that AWP now.
Yeah, it's really early days. They don't have much money built up. No Hail Marys here from JW. Just keep it safe. He's got a Tech 9, so the Tech 9 is basically like the best insurance ever. If you've got an AWP, you just pull it out and just spray it away, and you probably just kill everyone. That's great. But he's going to pick up a frag with the AWP there onto Apex as they pursue him. Titan have to be careful as well, because the 3 remaining players are quite low, and they don't invest too much into this. It's a nice engagement though found by RPK. They've got JW's back against the wall here, but he's on that good position by headshot. And there's no nades for them to use to actually just straight up kill him, but RPK is going to pursue, get the kill, remove the AWP, and that is really nice there, because they even survived with 3 players. So great stuff by Titan, straight back in this one, and we can see Fnatic can't even really buy.
No, they've got not too much money. Crims has about 5,000, and look at this. They are going for the 4 straight away. We see armor and pistols on 3 players, a FAMAS on Olofmeister, Crims with the glass cannon, and no defuse kits here. So Fnatic are not wanting to let Titan start to bring this back in their favor. They really want to concentrate on bringing it straight back in their favor, and fair play to them for doing so. So just again, another split and pick style play here. Maniac taking his lurk towards the squeaky area. He's quite good at playing B storage as well. He tends to, you know, just swing between either one when he's going for that lurk. And actually the pop flash play to get that info from JW and a quick frag maybe with a flick shot, but he doesn't actually pick it up. And that could have been a really nice play there, just getting a little bit aggressive. They're only on the pistols, the rest of his teammates. So Crim's actually on the AWP, sorry. And Titan now starting to come together slowly but surely towards that A side. But there's 3 players here for Fnatic. Titan need to take care now. JW will fall to the hands of Maniac to start things off, and once again they're molotoving down into that NBK area over towards quad side of that A-bomb site. Flusher will fall. Kenny S is going to look for that 3rd frag of the round, and that's exactly what he will get. Pronax now trying to do some damage. It will not be enough. Crims over towards the truck is going to take down Apex, but it's not going to be enough in the grand scheme of things. Nice kill onto RPK there to try and do some more economical damage. Oh. And a lovely shot onto Maniac. I didn't even see him there. Crims showing off his accuracy with the AWP, but Titan will secure the round.
Yeah, that was a pretty damn sick shot from Crims. It's so awesome to see just the AWP just come out from more and more players on these teams. Like, okay, JW and Olofmeister, sure, but Crims is pretty beast with the AWP as well. And you know, when you look at teams like Virtus Pro, you know, I think a couple months ago everyone learned that Snacks is actually a really sick AWPer as well. Yeah. Like they just started giving Snacks the AWP. Say, hey Snacks, so hey, no, we don't want to Pasha or Nia to AWP. You can AWP for now on this position. So it's quite fun to see that the versatility in the top level teams. But well, it's going to be another round here for Titan. This time it's a little bit more costly than the previous one, but they're showing that they can really pick up these rounds. And the key thing was there that it was how well they used the grenades to get into the side. That was really their advantage. I mean, Fnatic was sitting there with the pistols in really good positions to abuse them, but when you use grenades properly, your fundamentals are good, your team play is good, you coordinate into the site, it should go exactly as it did there. So not accounting for Crims with the AWP.
Crims was able to salvage that after a nice couple of exit frags in the last round. We can see Fluster just on the edge of this smoke over towards team main, seeing if anybody will peek round, but once again, just trying to find what information they can. And Crims, obviously, with his AWP, is going to be such a crucial player in this round to do some good damage on the Titan side. And that's the first kill. That's exactly what he wants to do.
Alright, so reposition there from Crims just slightly over towards Squeak there. See if they can catch anything else off guard, if there was anyone trying to get any angles for the trade, but it's not going to happen. It's pretty much a free kill there for Fnatic, but they can't really recover any weapons just yet, and of course they're playing with a pretty big disadvantage there, to say the least, unless Crims can go absolutely massive. But Titan are trying to circumvent Crims here. They used the smokes well to try to minimize the angles that he can get with the ult. Oh wow, I think he actually just clicked too fast there and couldn't get the shot in time. And that could have been a free gun for Flusher. Could have made all the difference, but Olofmeister's still on the bomb site as Titan pile on in, and it will be easy entry frags for Apex, but Crims can still put a wrench in the works.
The bomb has not yet been planted. We're left in a 4 versus 3 situation. JW has picked up that dropped AK-47 from Maniac. The bomb now goes down as Kenny S will fall. Let's see if JW can peek anybody out, and they're actually going for a double up setup here to try and peek out anybody on this retake. They haven't got kits though, and obviously the clock is ticking. We've got to wonder soon. They're just going to really be going for these exit flags at some point. Although JW gets the kill on Existence, it's straight away traded onto Pronax, and Crims now backing away from that one. JW falls, and 3-3.
That's a really important frag there. I mean, Apex actually with 4, but taking down one of the 2 AWPers there on a map like this is incredibly important. And I mean, Crims is going to keep his one alive still, but I mean, if we were going to see that the 1-3-1 with AWPs, I mean, Fnatic are a team that can run that strat super well, and now they're not going to really be able to have the money to do that, so have to play with just a single AWP on JW, and that he might make the difference here. And Titan, what kind of play are they going to go for? I mean, they've been showing a lot of passive, kind of split and picks, just waiting for the info. If they can get a delay play into mid, they're going to go for it. Delay plays into A. They just try to take care, but here it is, Fnatic trying to bring it to them with a quick push and try to catch Maniac. He's been spotted in Squeak so often, but they won't get the kill.
Oh my
god.
Smoke. That's a big kill there to start things off onto JW, taking down that alt player at the start of this next round. That is exactly what Fnatic did not want. Already Titan showing some more prowess on this map than they did on Cobblestone
here it is.
earlier on.
That smoke, by the way, is the smoke where Kenny S will jump onto lockers, but he's kind of faking that, so they think that he'll actually be on the lockers looking for the A pick, but he's moved into mid now, so quite a fun little smoke that everyone knows about these days in Apex. He's locked it down again in A main. There's not much that Fnatic can get done.
You can see Pronax now in quad, having to reload his weapon. Olofmeister's there to support him. The bombs are nowhere near the A bomb side at the second. Fnatic still just happy getting these picks and opening things up. Pronax will peek around the corner, is punished for it by Maniac, and Titan looking really, really good here in this 7th round. We can see Olofmeister peeking through the side there to see if anybody crosses the A main area. He will find one Existence fall. He knows that somebody's on the side. That's the second kill before Kenny S responds. It's all down to Crims here in a 1 versus 3.
Yeah, this is a pretty tall order, isn't it? I mean, Crims is just going to back away with that M4. He's actually got a lot of nades, and he's got a kit as well, got the head armor. Doesn't really want to lose all of that value that's on him at the moment. So Titan doing a really, really good job. And one thing that was really cool in that round, it's a very simple thing, but because Titan took A main so quickly, when the squeaky push came in, Apex was there on the angle towards door. He can just look there through the smoke because he knows the map. So I mean, even if there's a smoke down or not, so he knew that they had to be coming back there. So because he saw them on the radar, because Maniac spotted them, so he just has to hold, close his eyes and hold down mouse 1, and he gets easy kills. So I just love simple stuff like that. It's a really good punish from Titan. They are really showing how strong their T side can be on this map so far.
And they will punish Fnatic once again down to pistols here. Titan already with more rounds on the board than in that first map, but we'll forget about that. Let's see how Fnatic set up with these pistols here. Crims getting aggressive once again in mid, as you would expect from him in this situation, to see if anybody peeks around the corner with those tight angles that you can get with those pistols, but nobody whatsoever on the CT side on the A bomb site.
Yeah, indeed, this is looking quite rough for Fnatic so far. It's a bit of a reverse story at the moment, but would expect Fnatic to get on their game very soon as they get the buys rolling in. But Can they get some more damage done here? I mean, this is something that Fnatic are always good at doing, no matter what they have. We've seen loads of rounds where, you know, Crims just somehow just finds 3 frags. He's got an AWP, they're on the pursuit, able to get some kills there, some damage in. But slowly but surely, Titan seem pretty solid, just weathering that damage. But it's going to be Olofmeister in the bomb site that's able to hold it down. He's got teammates all around him as well, from different angles. Going to drop on top his Flusher, I believe, and oh, he's not going to get the frag. Great cover there from Existence, and it's all falling apart now from for Fnatic.
It was a shame in some respects because it looked like they could definitely do some good damage. They are able to take 2 rifles away from Titan, but it will not be enough. Titan extend their lead even further. We will see a buy now coming in from Fnatic. Once again, as you would expect, JW with that AWP, and here's the double up setup. Olofmeister going for that weapon as well. Let's see if Fnatic can bring it back and try and control this CT side. And Titan are actually looking so much better now. They've woken up, they're into the game, and hopefully they've forgotten about that first map.
Okay, so defensive kind of take on A main here, but Olofmeister with a double with the AWP from Checkers, and that is a huge deal right now. That double up setup coming into play. Olof over at B. They got JW locking down A by himself. So far, isn't needed at the moment, but Fnatic, this is the setup I was talking about before when they can get those 2 ops going. It's so strong, got all the information, the fast rotates, and Olof, man, he's so sick with that AWP.
Showing his prowess once again, as we can see one player getting boosted over the top. That will be Maniac. I think he just spotted the head of a player there. But look at the mid control coming in from Fnatic. Titan will try and put it back in their favor, but it simply is not happening whatsoever. RPK finds the head of Crims, but Flusher will instantly respond. It's Fnatic with their 4th round on the board here. And Titan, because they've taken quite a few rounds in a row, of course they will be able to buy again. KennyS has got that AWP, no problems whatsoever for him.
I actually like the idea of the mid take there, considering the fact that because of the 2 kills, sometimes the CTs will just go back to the sites and play a super defensive setup so that the sites can never get taken and kind of leave middle. So that I think that was quite a smart play from them. Either way, we're going to have the setup reigning in true still for them, and Titan are aware of it. So you would expect Existence to start in this round creating a counterplay for the double up setup that he knows is being run by Fnatic.
JW gets flashed, and now KennyS trying to look for that kill, just peeking around the side of the smoke. Not found each other yet, though, as Maniac will fall to the hands of Pronax to start things off here in this next round.
It's so cool to see KennyS still using that smoke.
Yeah.
He's been doing that for about 5 or 6 months. I actually made a video about it, the locker pick, and it's so effective. We're going to have to see if JW can keep himself in a good situation by quad. It's a very strong position. He's got some support there, and it looks like they're slowly closing their grip on this A site, and JW's quickly going to close the door. That's really nice by JW, as RPK looks to get himself in middle. So looking for that A split play. JW over the top of the red container. Oh, he gets taken down by Apex immediately. Now it's down to Pronax behind the smoke.
Crims will fall. Pronax, as you said, in that NBK position, trying to do some good damage. Flusher on the quick rotate, but the bomb is still in A main. We saw a couple of players enter on towards A, but they've backed away here, Titan. They're going to get those smoke grenades down. Flusher spots one coming through. He must have spotted all of them. Apex takes down Pronax. Flusher missing his shots before eventually getting one. He knows exactly where they all are. Olofmeister takes down Apex there, and we're left in a 2 versus 2. What an absolutely chaotic round between these 2 teams. KennyS knocked down to 35 points of health. RPK on 44. It won't stop Olofmeister though, but look how close they were to losing that round, because the clock was on about 5 seconds when they eventually got those last 2 kills.
I was so scared for them there, because they slowed it down. They actually got great site control, and there's just Pronax there just sitting by the quad area, and they just had to move in together, and they were a little bit too slow. Then Flusher gets to forklift, somehow doesn't pick up the kills. Then he makes an awesome play with 2 flashbangs, still can't get the kills. Crazy round. Titan, though, winning it where they have to, and they're off to a really nice start on the T side at the moment, despite Fnatic winning that pistol round. So a standard play coming in from Fnatic here. Mid control is assumed by them. They've got 3 players in mid at the moment. 1 on Checkers, 1 on short in JW for A. And Titan just have to make the right call here for an aggression. And they are definitely outgunning their opponents at the moment. Pronax
making his way up on top of the balcony as Maniac has opened that squeaky door on that A-bomb site. And I think it was JW who spotted a player earlier on. He's tagged down to 33 points of health, but it looks like they're going to once again try and get these entry flags over on this larger A-bomb site. Apex will eventually take down JW there. Apex was 2 as he's made his way right down, looking over towards short here. We've got 1 player in RPK, I believe, that is lurking over towards T main, and this is looking really good for Titan to take another round.
Yeah, I mean, KennyS can get so much done from A main as well as Apex when he's got the cover, and RPK has been decimating them here as well. Good round from him and Apex, as going to see the last two players go down here from Fnatic. Well, Crimson's going to actually have, he's got a little bit of life left in him, but he will go down finally. And I feel like something that would be quite nice for Fnatic to experiment with. They did try to go from some squeaky pushes, but some A main takes if they can go for that. I mean, you can almost play it a little bit like CT's play Banana on Inferno sometimes by sending 2 or 3 players there, leaving one in there when you get him dug in, when you get rid of the early push timings, just to make it really difficult for them. Because we're seeing at the moment players like Apex and KennyS getting themselves into A main and kind of playing with Maniac on Squeak, and that kind of presence, that pressure that's been provided there has just given Titan a lot of free picking opportunities. So maybe take that away from them.
I do believe we have a pause in play at the second, but Titan have definitely forgotten about that first map and are really coming in strong. We can see why it was their pick, and rightly so against Fnatic, considering the fact that Fnatic were, you said, beaten by Vox on this map and have looked at this tournament maybe a tiny bit shaky on it so far. So credit to Titan where it's due. They're doing well, and they've broken the economy of Fnatic once again. So you would think this next round would go in their favour, making it 8-4.
Yeah, and with the Vox game, actually, it was the T side that Fnatic struggled with. Yeah. And they're playing the CT side right now. So, I mean, it's obviously hard. It's difficult to compare, as well, especially because Vox have such a different style. But definitely, they've had some shaky results there. And just bringing up Vox again, I just got to say that, you know, I really loved watching them play because their style is so aggressive and they're so heavily trade-based on the T side. And that's just universally good on all maps. I mean, if you've got the aim and the team play to just throw in with it, it's you know, it's basically taking a basic of the game CS and completely perfecting it, putting it down to a T, and just throwing it at everyone. And it was pretty exciting to watch.
Now, in that first map, we saw Apex relatively quiet, as were all of Titan, in all honesty, obviously. But now he's woken up. He's 12-8 at the second. He's performing really, really well. He's doing what we know that he does best. He's got to be pumping up the rest of his team, surely, and saying, come on, guys, we can take this map and take it to Inferno with the performance that he's doing. And that's why I love Apex as a player, because he can do those kind of things. And even though we have got that shining AWP star in KennyS, you can't forget how prevalent Apex can be as a role within his team.
Yeah, I mean, lately they've all been stepping up, all been finding their roles and their feet in the Titan lineup at the moment. So we'll have to see whether or not after this pause Fnatic can get themselves back together again, because Titan definitely looking really strong. It's kind of, again, the reverse story, because on Fnatic side, on their T side of Cobble, they got all the map control they wanted. They can make all the plays they wanted. Seems like the exact mirror here, but for Titan on their T side.
Yeah, it was a pause by Fnatic. I think it was a tactical one. Well, JW takes down Maniac there, and that is not what they wanted, especially after that pause to try and revitalise themselves and wake themselves up here for Fnatic. It's looking great for Titan as Maniac finds another one. This is just an anti-eco for him, but there's the easy hat trick. Apex finds the final 2 players. Flusher will drop Apex, but he will for himself. Double round lead here for the French side of Titan, 8-4.
Yeah, the interesting thing as well is that one of the ways that Titan have been winning the rounds is against Fnatic, they're not really playing into one of the strengths of their setup, which is, of course, middle. Because Fnatic have been putting a lot of emphasis on middle. Middle, you can do so much with it. Most teams need middle to make good plays off of. However, Titan are very good at finding plays just straight out of A main control, B storage control, and not needing middle so much. So that 1-3-1 setup that was being run wasn't super effective, partly for the confidence that they have playing against A main, playing with A main, and Titan are experts at that. And here we go, got that play for A main. Can Fnatic take control of it? Well, Apex is too fast by the lockers, and they get shut down. This is not what they wanted at all.
Apex again coming in strong right when he's needed to, and fair play to him. He's certainly picked up his game in this second map of the first semi-final here at the Gfinity Spring Masters #2. RPK scouting out if anybody could be pushing down mid, and Fnatic have completely abandoned both bomb sites.
They're going to go for that boost over the top now. They know they need a big risk to get back into this round, and Flusher's just waiting there to see if they are going to go over the top into middle together, or potentially just being able to just drop in, get some info, maybe a flanking frag. And having the silence them 4 in positions like that is always really nice. Now Titan are gearing up, and Existence comes in at the perfect timing, and he's trying to spray down the booster, and Predator's going to try to pursue him, but it's going to be another frag for Titan. They can do no wrong.
They really cannot, and this is showing why they are a team in this semi-final here. They really are looking absolutely phenomenal on their T side of Cash here. Olaf Meister now obviously just going to try and save that M4. We've got 2 more rounds left in this first half when this one finishes. Titan are looking great.
It's kind of funny actually, because they did go for that play to take A main, because they must have come to a similar conclusion. Like, all right, Titan's strength, their base operations has actually been A main throughout the course of their T sides. That's what's been winning them rounds against us, not taking mid, and they still couldn't take control of A main. So gonna have the the round cleaned up by Titan there. So 4 players surviving, and still they look so dominant.
What do you think Fnatic need to do here then, DDK, to try and bring it back in their favour? Obviously, the economy is something which, well, they're going to save here to try and get a good buy-in for the last round of this first half, but they're going to get what they can. 5 smoke grenades by the looks of things, and they're going to get a couple of pistols in their hands as well and upgrade those. Fnatic already with a relatively long road in the sense that Titan are on this less favoured T side of Cash.
I think they just need to play their standard game and do what they can at the moment. They can't get too invested in trying to counter-strat Titan too hard. And I think at the moment you just got to just hand it to Titan right now. They're playing super well on their T side, and the credit is absolutely due for them. So well, Fnatic, they have got some CZs and P250s, 5-7. JW in a spot where often you'd see Maniac on the boost up here. Now can we find something? Sees some legs, just gives away his position there, unfortunately, and he gets tagged down as well. So it's not looking good now for Fnatic on the A site of Cash. Got Flusher there trying to play with the vents. Such an awkward spot here for Fnatic. Pronax going to walk through the smoke. Very risky stuff, but again, that's what they need to get back into this one. But it's not going to happen. This looks like it's going to be another round here for Titan, and just Crim's remaining now.
1 versus 4 for this player, just going to see if he can take any way forwards, and that's not what he will be able to succeed in doing. Titan on double figures as we go into the last round of the first half here on Cash. Let's have a look at the buy coming in from Fnatic. This is what I'm really interested in. We've got a double AWP setup here. They are able to invest heavily, but still only 1 defuse kit, which is on Crims.
I wonder if Titan will go for a mix-up here and just do something really aggressive, really fast. It's as uncharacteristic of what they have been doing, which is just the slower rounds. So taking control of A main and Squeak and having guys defensive on B storage and middle. That's what they've been doing. And this time it's actually going to be a fast push from JW, looking for that pick. And RPK just slaps him down. And now they have just dealt with JW, a key player on the A defense for Fnatic. And now Flush is very on high alert here by the forklift area.
Fnatic are so aware of these players around this A bomb site that they've completely rotated everybody away from B. Olofmeister, of course, with the AWP initially playing over towards there. He's now going to make his way back after checking towards mid to see if Titan got control of that area after the rest of the Fnatic players had completely moved away from that. But just look at the setup from Fnatic here. We've got 1 player on truck, 2 players right on top of the site pretty much for Fnatic, expecting this A play here from Titan.
And again, they are looking for that play, and they have the Molotovs to kind of just smoke out people, make them move if they are actually standing in those positions. Of course, repositioning, really strong to use all these nades like this. Titan know what they're doing, playing it by the book at the moment, and Fnatic just holding to their close ranges with those pistols, which is smart. But in comes Titan now with Maniac first of all, Existence chiming in as well. 2 frags for them on the entries, and it's just Pronax and Olofmeister remaining. Very weak actually across 3 players for Titan, and in goes a nade sailing on, and it will take down Kenny S, but still 4 more players to deal with that bomb ticking away. Of course, it is the last round of this first half. They've got to go for it. Pronax is going to get flashed and taken down by Existence. Great stuff from him, and Olofmeister is going to get taken out by RPK. Great coverage from him, and 11-4. So we're seeing the same on Cobble, but at least for Titan this time.
One thing that I've got to point out again, I know that frags aren't the most important thing in terms of how many frags you've got compared to deaths, all that jazz. But we talked about Kenny S being so prolific on that T side of Cash with his AWP getting those entry frags. He only got 7 kills in that entire first half, which really just shows off how great the rest of his team are and the damage that they can do. We talked about Apex earlier on doing some good stuff. So credit to all of the other Titan players showing that, yes, we have this superstar AWP Kenny S, but we can do some darn good damage too. Yeah,
it shows you just how well their roles are created and how well they function together for their T side, and that is why they're so strong in a map like this, those T sides. But we're into the second pistol of this second map between Fnatic and Titan, the Gfinity Masters, and we have quite an interesting split here from Fnatic. They're all over the place at the moment, and Kenny S up close on B storage, able to pick off 1, and that's going to be a nice advantage to sit back on to as he falls back to the B bomb site, and they can start thinking about repositioning now as well.
The squeaky door has been opened. Apex will spot 1 player coming out. There's another player over by forklift. That will be Olofmeister, and we're now back into a 4-on-4 situation. The bomb should get planted over towards A as the rotation comes in from those Titan players' Existence, setting up that smoke grenade to come in and give them some cover. But you can see JW, and I think there's 1 more player actually escaping. Yeah, that was Flusher as well who's escaped through there. But look at the flank coming. What a Fnatic doing? This is certainly interesting. It looked like they were going to try and go on the rotate, but Olofmeister hit right on top of the site to try and save the day. There's already a player defusing, and he's going to be able to get it here. What did Fnatic do? They ran away.
Yeah, okay, so what happened, that was, okay. All right, so Titan are godlike. Yeah. Okay, so they played the A retake strategy, okay? And they even had, I think this is the first time I've seen a team that actually have set smokes for that A retake. Yeah. So he planted it on the bomb, which is like on the open plant for main, which is the hardest spot to deal with because it can start in and out, and Existence is like, no, I'm just going to put a smoke there. And guys, you're screwed. You're completely screwed. What are you going to do with my smoke? And just sit with the defuse there. That was so smart. Existence is a god.
Really, once again, showing how good they are on this map and why they should be in this semi-final match against Fnatic. And they will take a good round lead here. 12-4 it will be as RPK starts things off against JW. Olofmeister goes down as well.
All right, so just playing it safe here, and it's so cool to see players like that coming out of Titan. So much confidence. This team is so composed despite having a bit of a hard time on Cobble. They couldn't get it going, but they show that they are champions. They never get fully kicked out of the game. Always mentally in there, high constitution there for them. Good mental fortitude as they take that anti-eco. So now the buy comes in from Fnatic. They did at least get that bomb down on the pistol, so they got that third round buy up. But and actually, this is the if they play for middle, this can be really strong because look at the weapons that Titans still have. They're going to get outgunned on the long ranges.
One really quick thing, just going back to Titans T side, that I just thought about is how impressive it was that they shut down the real strong players for Fnatic. Obviously, all 5 of them are great, but when they were getting those entry frags on JW and shutting down that player who was at times single-handedly holding down A, those are huge moments in that aspect, and they just really quietened down the hold of the Swedish side throughout that entire first half and played very well. But let's see if Fnatic can come back or whether Titan will dominate as they have done so far. RPK with his second starting frag of the round in a row now, although JW instantly responds onto him.
All right, so yeah, good chance here for them to take this. This is the danger round for Titan, being so heavily outgunned, trying to play it cost efficiently, and it is going to bite them in the backside slightly. It's a 3-on-3 though, and it's hard for them to know exactly where the bomb is going just yet, but they do have 2 players well positioned towards A. Maniac's actually going to close the door behind himself on Squeak, as Fnatic are working in on that A play, but the distraction coming in from JW, burning down Existence, and Maniac's going to catch them on the flank. They want to go for the rotate, and now they're going to rotate back, and it's just absolute chaos and madness here with all of these impromptu calls coming in from the in-game leaders as KennyS goes up the ladder. The last chance here in this round, but he gets dropped by Pronax. Great stuff there from Fnatic, and they will win that round, and Titan, they're on the eco.
Yeah, their money's been broken straight away here. Good round from Fnatic overall. Pronax right at the end there. Great awareness to know that there was a good chance that KennyS could be going right on top of the balcony. Spotted him out quickly, and there was no chance that he would be able to try and retake that A bomb site. So once again, we see 5 AK-47s, the name of the game here for Fnatic, as Titan are down to pistols, and we can see that they've completely left mid-control in favour of Fnatic, although we do have one player now, which is RPK, looking over towards that area. JW taking that battle with his ever more so powerful AK-47. He gets his way into Vex, finds another player.
Oh dear.
And RPK gets the shot with the 5-7.
Yeah, that's gotta suck there for JW. Not kind of connecting that AK at all, and again, if Titan can steal away yet more damage here, then things could get very interesting for them as Titan's economy gets weathered away. And they've got good positions here on the A bomb site as well. Again, in a spot like this, if Fnatic want to attack, they just have to use their grenades really well. That's all it's really about. And they don't have many grenades at this point. There's no Molotovs for them to use, and those are so effective on rounds like this because then you can really clean out those close range positions.
Crims responds onto RPK, knowing exactly where he was and spotting out his position. Going up the ladder onto the balcony area now. KennyS trying to play cleverly around that forklift area and try and peek some clever little angles, but will not find too much here. As Apex takes down Flusher, they're not very low in health. This is looking relatively good for Titan if they can keep getting these frags in here, but Olofmeister and Pronax go strong. Crims takes down Maniac, and now Apex will be the final player left alive. He's taken an AK-47 and picked it up, but they know exactly where he's coming from. And this will be the 6th round here for Fnatic.
Yeah, and not a huge amount of damage sustained. Two losses, pretty acceptable. Either way, those 13-6 is a scoreline, so Titan have a lot of buffer to work with as they look to get their economy rolling in. And the problem for them is that the AWPs are a little bit far away because it's going to take a while to actually build that economy up. So they have to show how well they can play with just the rifles. They need to show us how well they can not copy Virtus Pro, but be as good as Virtus Pro when they just have those rifles. And they've been opting just to use that setup well into late stages of the match and into good economy. So yeah, it's definitely very viable.
Another small comment, but no defuse kits once again on Titan here in this next round, as we do see JW, the initial man to take damage. I think it was an incendiary grenade that came his way over on towards Boost with that AWP when he tried to go for that mid pick. We can see RPK once again, as you would expect from this player, up in that fence area. But look at this positioning here from Crimson. I think that was Pronax actually trying to get some good information over towards B.
Yeah, it's very hard for Titan to work out what's happening right now. We can see Kenny's has to abandon middle because they've lost the man. And Fnatic, again, they're reading this, they're going to go out middle. I think we talked about this situation earlier. It's a very standard kind of thing that happens. It's very hard as the CTs to spread your resources. RPK is going to take a peek in to see what's happening. He's going to spot a player that actually gets a kill. Excellent play there from RPK. Going to fall back actually, but no, it's going to be Kenny S by short trying to get a kill on the distraction, but it's not going to work out, and they're down a man once again, and Fnatic are closing in on the A site.
You can see, I think that's Maniac over towards Lurk, NBK, sorry, as I mix up my words, but Pronax will fall, so JW responds straight away onto Maniac, now leaving us in a 1 versus 2 situation. They've got control of the bomb site and leaving existence. The last man left alive here, going to grenade in to see if he tags anybody up. Not doing a whole lot of damage though, and we can see that now he's being smoked off. They know exactly where he's coming from. The grenades are raining down on him, but he boosts over the top and takes down JW. Will this be an awesome 1 versus 2 clutch from existence? Now he gets himself right on top of the balcony area, knocked down 20, 15 points of health. The flashbang will come in and fully flashes him there. So Crims peeks out and does pick up the kill. And I thought Pronax was in a great spot at times there over towards A. I thought he was over towards B, but it must have been Flusher who was over there initially at the start of the round. But still, Fnatic holding strong.
Yeah, it was a really nice start to that clutch from existence. It's a shame that he went for that jump, super exposed there. Actually lucky that he didn't just straight up die from that jump, but either way, we've got the AWP coming out for JW on the T side, so this is where things start to get quite worrying for Titan, as they're on an eco again, and they just can't seem to get that money going. Just testing JW's ability to flick, playing the whack-a-mole. But Olaf Meister, he's going to put an end to the shenanigans very soon with that AK. Just creeping up. There he finds RPK, puts a bunch of bullets into him. And now we have Apex close on B Story. Spots the lineup of Fnatic, but there's not all that much they can do right now as they're so outgunned.
We can see that it's very obvious that it's going to be a B play coming in. We've got Maniac on the flank actually for second, so Fnatic need to be very careful of that. Kenny S with a lovely shot onto Crims though. The existence will fall. Maniac will drop to Olaf Meister, who's way too smart for that. He knew that there could be somebody trying to lurk and go on the flank, and it will be left up to Kenny S here, the last one left alive. The bomb will be planted just to help Fnatic's economy even more. The headshot comes in, and Fnatic are slowly but surely, round by round, grounding it out to come back into this game against Titan. We've got a pause coming in from Maniac. So this is going to be obviously another tactical pause here for Titan. Yeah. They know that Fnatic are rocking and rolling. They've got the economy now to buy up here, Titan. This is the round for them to try and bring it back in their favor. Yeah, I'm really enjoying that these teams are taking the time to take the pauses, to be honest, because it's so crucial. I mean, each team gets at least one pause, and why not use it? And this is a great spot. They've only need 3 rounds, which means that they only need basically to win 1 buy round and get the AWP setups going. As soon as they can get their setup going with whatever they have decided right now is their best setup, then they're going to feel comfortable. They're going to have way better chances to win the rounds. The problem is that they haven't actually had money yet. No. That's not happened. So, and it's kind of what happened actually on Cobblestone, right in those early rounds for Fnatic when they were on their T side. They weren't allowing Titan to get their money rolling and buy up the things that they needed to win those kind of rounds and to progress forward, and it was just rolling forward in that kind of fashion all the way through. So if Titan can kind of keep that game up here now on their T side, we can see them right back into this game very quickly and bringing it back to a 13-13 score. And who knows what could happen? You know, they're slowly but surely, as I've said, coming back into this. So for Titan on their CT side now, as we've said, they are going to be able to buy here. They do have plenty of cash. What do they need to do, in your opinion, to try and continue and bring this back in there? Because they're only 3 rounds away from winning this map. I mean, they just need to be able to have all the grenades. I mean, we had the only buy that they've had so far, they've kind of lacked grenades, and it creates these situations where
all the dynamics you want to play on the bomb sites aren't quite right, because you don't have the flash to get to kind of make a play safe, or to get yourself out of a kind of risky spot that otherwise would be really, really beneficial in certain spots, or you don't have the smokes, the incendiaries to slow them down. There's just so much more pressure on you, and we just need to see all the nades out from them. And I'm confident that, for example, if any attacks come in towards A main, that Kenny S is going to take the jewels. He's going to be able to win those jewels, because that's what he's there for. That's what he's there to do. And I'm curious also to see whether or not Titan will actually try to play riskily, because again, what does Fnatic expect? Because Fnatic are going to be asking themselves the question, what are we expecting from Titan? What do we know? We've played them so many times in tournaments. What are they likely to do in Titan's position where they've got this round advantage? You'd actually expect them to play standard, because right now they haven't even been able to try that yet. So
that's true.
That's the best place to start. Play the standard setup, just keep it safe, see what happens, see where their leaks are. And Fnatic, they're a team that are really good at basically everything, and especially the mid control also. So I'm going to be looking towards Fnatic finding edges on their mid control actually.
Well, there we go. Good analysis indeed, and we will see if it pays into favour and quite what Titan do here in this next round as the pause comes out. And we're into round number 22, I believe it is.
One of the cool things with a pause like that as well is that it can just be a time to reset, because they don't really need to do anything super special at the moment. Just reset, just get the motivation going, just get everyone pumped up. And we're going to have the boost here for Maniac. And this is what Maniac does so well. I was talking about it earlier. That's where you usually would expect him, with that silenced M4 as well. And Fnatic just keeping it slow at the start of the round, and already losing Apex is a huge blow. And that's going to put even more pressure on Maniac in that spot. Despite
Titan having the round difference here in their favour, Fnatic have got all the momentum, and that's got to be one of the big goals for Titan, is to try and simply just break that momentum, which doesn't help when Apex get caught first. Yeah, but Pronax knows that kill, that position even, sorry. Maniac will get the kill and shut the door as well. Crim's trying to find some information, so we are back now onto a 4-on-4.
Yeah, I think that's just knowledge of Titan there. Pronax just knows that Maniac's going to be in that spot, but luckily Maniac can get the frag. So they're going to slowly take mid with Olofmeister. Look how tentative this is, just one player from them so far. And again, RPK just sitting in the vent, that's a good position for him to get some info here. And actually Titan look very nice on the positions. In goes Crims, he's going to get taken down by Maniac as Olofmeister tries to open up middle for Fnatic. Very key kill coming in from Olofmeister. He can wrap into short right now. It's going to be on the rotation of Existence to deal with him. But Existence is holding. They don't know where the bomb is going just yet. In fact, it is going back towards B.
I think Fnatic have got a great read here, seeing that there could be two players for Titan over on that large ray bomb site. So they're rotating quickly, and it will all be down to Existence. He's seen the grenades come in. He will pick up one kill, knocked down to only 13 points of health here as the push comes in. Flusher responds. 8 seconds left on the clock. Maniac there to try and do something. He's going to push straight in from heaven here. Will he get spotted out? This is so close.
It really is, but they do have some time right now. They're very, very close. There's a shot from Maniac. Does take down Flusher. All on JW now with the AWP, and there it is. Kenny S gets the shot, and Titan pick up their buy round. That was so damn important for them. After that tactical timeout, to just pump everyone back up, they're going to take the round with 2 guys surviving. So that's kind of a small issue. That's something that's a consolation for Fnatic. That's still Titan within those eco territory if they're able to win. But that's a great start for Titan.
Fnatic will be able to buy it because they have been winning so many rounds in a row, but again, it's that momentum game that we mentioned in the last round. Titan have now technically broken it, and they are only 2 rounds away from evening up the series and taking us to Inferno, which I'm sure will be one heck of a match to watch. So if you haven't tweeted out on all your social medias and everything to say to your friends to come and watch the game, now is the time to definitely do so, because it's all to play for here.
And we have a really strong mid defense here from Titan. They've actually put Kenny S there. Apex super strong at the kind of counter boost position right below with the rifle as well. JW on the finest of angles looking over the top, and Kenny S is ready if he gets a little bit braver on his peeking angles, but I don't suspect he will. But there it is. Kenny S will find an angle by repositioning. So look at the play in middle right now. They're walking the razor's edge, both teams. A frag could come so easily either way.
These fine lines in CS, that's what we like. JW misses the shot and will be punished for it as RPK starts things off in this next round. The clock is ticking. RPK gets straight away traded. Flusher knew exactly where he was. Existence tried to use the smoke to his advantage, but got badly punished for his, what some may seem as aggression, and Fnatic have got the man advantage, and they've got the bomb site as well.
A bit slow to react there, Titan, but can they make it happen on the retake? thing is that their money is so bad at the moment, and this is 4 like fully health guys on B. You don't want to go for this. They have to go for the save, and the issue is that Fnatic, I wonder if they're going to go and see if they can invest a couple players into actually killing some weapons right now, because if they can actually find Kenny S and actually get a frag, it's actually worth trying to just duel him here with 1 or 2 guys, I think, because that AWP makes so much of a difference. And there it is. Kenny S will find the shot. They know he is now towards CT, but they don't know how many players are there. Kenny S has Maniac here, baiting Kenny for these shots, and will find one. Flusher goes down. I don't think they can really put much more into this, but yeah, there it is. 2 players invested. I think that's a really nice call by Fnatic.
I agree. I completely agree with that one. They know how dodgy the Titan economy is, so to try and do some more damage to it whilst their economy is rolling because they're winning rounds and planting bombs, etc., is a good call. But we can see 2 fan masses coming out here for Titan, so their money is tight in some respects. No players with head armor whatsoever. JW hasn't got an AWP, so it will be 5 AK-47s here in this next round, and Fnatic are now going to try and move that momentum once again back in their favour.
Oh no, the punish there towards Squeak. The trade does come into play, but that's actually going to hurt Titan a little bit more, because now they have to make some decisions. How do we split our defense? What do we give up? And Fnatic, that gives them opportunities. Oh, JW just barely doesn't spot Maniac in time as he repositions behind the red container on the site there. So this is very, very tentative stuff again, as Fnatic are trying to work out what they can get done here, looking for that info. And middle is potentially up for grabs here. There's a man in vent who's going to have his attention towards B storage soon, RPK, but actually no, he's holding very, very steady towards vent still, expecting that play to come in from middle, and he would be right. The trust in Existence, though, to hold this down.
It's good trust as Existence takes down one there. Olaf Meister will look in the wrong direction and gets punished for it. Flushing now the last one left alive against 3. He takes down one parting player, and he has got the bomb. Sees that player over towards the headshot area of that B bomb site, and suddenly he's disappeared. He's gone right round the back there, completely distracted, and Maniac comes in from behind, putting Titan on map point here on Cash. The money for Fnatic is not good. They are going to force up and see what they can try and get here and put every single bit of investment they can into this next round. But it's still really not too much to play with, and it looks, Dan, I don't want to jinx it, but I think we're going to Inferno.
Yeah, definitely a strong advantage here for Titan in this one. Now they've got all the nades to play with as well, so every advantage on their side, and all the disadvantages for Fnatic as they're going to go for that straight up B push. Existence standing large and in charge up on that B bomb side, only spraying down Flusher though, as RPK is going to get eliminated as well. So this is actually looking very, very troublesome right now for Titan as they try to make their way back in with Apex from Checkers. Crims denies Apex, and it's just Kenny S and Maniac left over, and they don't have the hugest bank ever. They spent a lot of cash here, so Fnatic are keeping themselves in this one. And not only that, they're surviving with so many players. They're going to have massive weapon upgrades to come their way, unless Maniac can get some kills here.
I think the Carter's Curse was maybe in play a tiny bit there, because it looked like Titan could potentially take that round, but Fnatic coming in strong with probably one of their strongest T rounds that we've seen so far on this map. They've looked so great there. We can see that they will be able to drop a couple of AK-47s and help them out. JW has now got that AWP, but you said that Titan had invested so heavily, and they're now broke.
Yeah, absolutely, and so, you know, with these we're in the later stages of this one now. Fnatic just need to string 5 together. That's very realistic, to be honest, especially considering that Titan, we saw how many rounds they lost just getting their economy in check, and that's just been blown up within 1 round. So all that work hasn't won them the match just yet. They need that one more, and I'm not sure what their money was like, how many saves they need, but they're going to get 1900 if they lose this one. So, because usually from that spot they're probably on the double eco, because 1400 and 1900 on the loss bonus. So it does make life very difficult indeed, and very scary for Titan. But again, we've seen that they've held their composure so far, and they've looked pretty good. I think they're in decent spirits still. So.
Well, most certainly so, especially after that T side where they looked so dominant on it. Fnatic are holding strong though and putting up a good T performance themselves, but will it be too little too late for Fnatic? We will see as once again Fnatic make their way onto this A-bomb site. Easy entry frags for them as JW takes down Maniac as they make their way onto that A-bomb site. We've got 3 players now rotating. They're just going to try and do some economical damage themselves onto these Fnatic players. Olaf Meister will take off the head of Existence though, and Kenny S and RPK now the last 2 left alive, looking for those X6, looking to try and potentially take away any rifles. But I think Fnatic may be a bit smarter than playing over aggressive here, and it's going to be 15-11 down, and obviously Fnatic in this situation just taking it one single round at a time. They are darn well, you know, sure that they know how close Titan are to taking the victory on this map, but that's not going to phase them.
Yeah, it's really scary when you're in this position when you're Titan, because it's like we don't have any money. Yeah. So when you have to like eco twice, and then you give all these frags to the opposition, so they're not worrying about money at all. You can see they're like really well off at the moment, and yeah, okay, they did have just enough money for a buy, but the problem is that they don't have an AWP, so there's no AWP for kennyS to play with, and that could cause some issues here. We'll have to see how they play with this. They have a lot of grenades, so they might just, you know, sit back and play a standard rifle setup, or we could see them getting a bit aggressive with an A main push. There's lots for them to try to accomplish here. We haven't seen a B storage push from them either, but Apex wants to take over A main. I love this play from Titan.
Nice initiative there from Titan to change up the pace a tiny bit on their CT defense here on Cash, and to find out what information they can. I think Maniac's actually been able to push through. JW tries to find that one player, misses the shot, and is punished by RPK to start things off here in this next round. Pronax does take down Maniac, and Crims knows exactly where RPK will be, because he pretty much plays there every single round, but Crims will fall, and this is looking good for Titan. It's a 2 versus 4. The spray will come in, and that bomb is making its way over towards B, but what do Pronax and Olaf Meister do here?
Well, they can still ruin lives, these two together, as they try to make a play. Very smart to go out middle, of course, because we could potentially see Titan just liking a player, just a single player in there to see what's going on, but they're trying to play it safe as well. You can see kennyS is worried about that kind of a move, and is expecting it, and probably heard the grenade as well, so they are going to have some intel here, and kennyS with the jewel, so important to win it, and that's the bomb down as well. Titan looking so good to take this one now. It's just Pronax left, the in-game leader of Fnatic, to try to clutch it away against 4 players from Titan as he moves forwards to reclaim that bomb, but time is against him. RPK finds his head with the AK, and Titan, they are going to take the round and the map, and we are going to 3. Inferno is next.
Wow, that was a great map there, and it was so back and forward as well. Titan looked so great that first off on the T side, and then suddenly out of nowhere we were like, uh-oh, Fnatic are coming back into this one. They've got the momentum in their favor. We saw it go up to, I think, 13-8 at one point, and they were looking good, but it was, in a way, too little too late. Despite Fnatic's hard efforts, and credit to them for doing so and bringing it back on their T side, they just allowed Titan to roll too hard in that first half and give them too many rounds. So although Titan at times looked a bit edgy on their CT side, they were so close to that finish line after their great performance on the first half. They just had to, you know, grind out a couple of those rounds in the second half and eventually take it. Yeah,
it was so strong on that T side. It's really, really cool to see them actually be able to, after that cobble, just be like, all right, okay, it's T side, you know, T side Cash, we know what we're doing.
And it's just class from them to be able to do that. It's not many teams in the world that would be able to get absolutely wrecked 16-3 on cobblestone and then come back and go, okay, this is Cash, this is our map, we are taking it, and taking it in style. Fnatic pushed them, and they pushed them hard, and rightly so, but that's exactly what you would expect in a semi-final of a tournament of this caliber. So we are going to Inferno next. It will be the 3rd and final map where we will discover who will be going through to the grand final to face up against either Na'Vi or Virtus Pro. I'm looking forward to that match as well. We can chill out, relax. Well, actually, you're casting that one, so you're straight back in the action as well. So, I mean, anything else to add before we go over to the analyst?
No, not really, but yeah, let's hit up the break. Yeah. Let's get the thoughts from the Gfinity desk. We'll see you guys very soon.
I'm on it.
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 Welcome back, folks. London, England, Spring Masters #2, Gfinity Arena.
Your face in that promo is absolutely ridiculous. Like, there's no emotion.
I think my face is absolutely ridiculous anyway, but thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I love it.
it worked out exactly as it should. They both won their map choice, and we do end up at a decider, Inferno.
Do you remember, Scott? I said, like, listen, Fnatic's going to get this in Cobblestone, really. The problem was, it's not. Titans have played all right on it, but Fnatic at the moment, they're probably the best team in the world on this particular map. They're just too good. And normally you do it. They've been doing it on the CT side previously, but this T side absolute domination. There's nothing Titan could do.
Yeah,
I was really surprised actually at just how lackluster Titan were on the first map. I thought they'd put up a little bit of a fight in Cobblestone. Probably maybe you do edge it to Fnatic. There's a reason why they're picking it after all. But yeah, they were just blasted away. It was unbelievable. It wasn't even a competition.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of like old school Cobble, like lockdowns. You know, I mean, just not. Like you said, not effective at all.
Yeah, well, I mean,
nothing they could do.
Obviously, there was no locking down Fnatic. Their T side was ridiculous. I mean, that's the best T side I've seen on Cobble.
Yeah. So let's jump into Inferno a little bit. To give you guys some history on Inferno here at this tournament for these two teams, Fnatic hasn't played it at all.
Yep.
Titan, on the other hand, played it 3 times. Really close match with Envious. They lost it 14-16. And then they did beat Cloud9 and Immunity on it. A little lesser scores. I want to say like a 16-6, 16-3 or something like that on those two. But again, so they've got a little bit of warm-up on it under their belt. But again, none of those teams, well, Envious gives them a little maybe warm-up for Fnatic.
Sure,
but you've done some research. These teams have met a lot on this particular map. So let's kind of bring them up to speed.
This is one of the reasons why it's my favorite matchup, because I know both teams like this map. Both are very, very good on it, and both want to play it. And so historically, you have to set the stage before you bring Titan into it. Fnatic are the best Inferno team ever. They're unreal on this map. Like, their win rate, even today, on offline games with this lineup, is 77%. They've only lost 8 times ever on this map. Now, here's what's interesting, though. So only 8 times. That's like an unreal winning percentage, even for the top teams, by the way. Very few teams have rates like that, especially with this kind of sample size, like 35 games and you've got that rate. But here's the thing. Of the 8 losses that they've had, 3 of them come from Titan alone.
Wow. Okay.
So this is the only team that's really realistically can be like, hey, is that your best map? Are you the best team ever on that map? Hey, we can beat you on it. We can play you on this map. And most recently, even, they've had wins over them on it. So this is the team you want to see play the best team ever on that map, and it's going to be the decider for the whole series.
Yeah, that's absolutely perfect. And I think one of the cool things we're seeing more and more, but especially today, the proper and effective use of timeouts.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look, I was actually going to get onto this, so I suppose it's a nice run-through. Last few events that I've done, I've probably gone in a little bit on Existence and said that he's not been putting anything on the scoreboard. He's, put dead weight in that regard, and that, you should think about a coaching role. But what I want to say is now what's becoming more and more apparent as we're watching Titan is how important Existence actually is, because on the maps they're drilled on, they can beat anybody. That is the Existence system. It's like all of the players come into the Existence franchise, and it's like, we'll give you what you need to be successful, but you've got to listen to me completely. And you're watching their flashes, their smokes, the way they play it, the way they come up against their opponents, and specifically have a tactic for them. That is what he does. That's what they did on Cash there, and this is what they can do with Fnatic on Inferno. So actually, I've got to give him some credit. One of the reasons they're really successful on this map is because of him. He's got an understanding of it that I think other in-game tacticians don't have. So I got to say, this is a ridiculous matchup now. It's too close to call. I mean, I know Duncan went for Titan in this series.
Well, this is one of the reasons I went for Titan.
Yeah.
It's because another unique aspect that doesn't exist anywhere else is Pronax is a very good in-game leader. His style worked. Here's the thing. If you had to pick a style that worked against the overall field, so you wanted to become the most consistent, you wanted to be the best team overall, you'd pick the Pronax's style. He's got a very good, great style because he's so good at reading opponents, knowing what they'll do. But he even admits again and again in interviews, he hates to play Existence. Going back even to the beginning of CSGO, he feels like that style where he's reading the opponent, Existence, it's almost like he reads his mind.
Yeah.
And so what he wants to do, naturally, what he thinks, right, this is what we should do, Existence is like a step ahead of him. So then you get into a situation where it's like, right, what do I do now? Do I do the opposite of what I wanted to do? Do I try and second guess myself? You never want to be in that position if you're the in-game leader. Meanwhile, Existence, teams like this, I told you, when it's the elite teams, he does all his homework on it. And that's the thing. He's still the master of the execute. He gets everything out of every little flash, every little smoke. Yeah. And so even though the Fnatic team, man for man, is much better than the Titan team, I mean, it's not even like Kenny's the best anymore. Still, in terms of the tactical aspect, that can give an edge over to the guys from Titan. Now, can they win the game? Fnatic can still beat them. That's definitely the case. This is still a great map for Fnatic. I'm just thinking, from what I've seen in the past, this is an awesome matchup tactically, and I still think Titan, they can do this.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've got to say, like, just on point with what Duncan's talking about there, you think about how clever Existence is. So Cash actually ended up being perhaps a little bit closer than it should have been, given the good start that Titan got off to. They won a CT pistol round predicated on one smoke, basically. Existence saved his smoke, got it down on after the bomb plant from Fnatic. Maniac ran in there, and you know, Duncan's not very charitable towards Maniac, so he'll be like, that's the biggest contribution he can make to the team. He's defused the bomb. But that's Existence. He's seen that window of opportunity, he put the smoke down and got him, and that's what he does so well. And on this map, that's going to be a factor, especially given that Pronax come back. They had one event where Flusher was calling, Pronax is coming in, and now it's just a constant mind game between two of the game's great thinkers. So in terms of can they win it, have they got the skills to be able to do it, have they got the players? I still really think this is where Kenny S has got to bring his A game here on this map.
Basically, Titan have the style to win this. If you just looked at the style, if Robots played out the style perfectly, I think Titan would win this game. My question is, and even though I'm picking Titan, I don't know if they will in terms of the skills. Still does lie on the Fnatic side. If they play to the level their players normally play at, not some exceptional level, they will win. But I'm going to say Titan.
And, well, there is a history of upsets with Titan, right? In general, they'd be that spoiler guy that sneaks in. But back to Pronax for a second. He's back to calling.
Yeah.
But the event Fnatic just won last weekend, Flusher was calling. So any insight as to...
It wasn't without problems. It wasn't without problems. So what happened with Pronax was that the benefits of Flusher calling seemed to be, well, we finally cracked it. We've got amazing T sides. But then for some reason, the CT side completely came unstitched. So actually, Fnatic were a reverse of themselves. They were winning in the T half, not in the CT half. Now, that's great, but maybe Pronax is like actually... having a solid CT side, that's not something you just want to give away. You don't want to surrender it. So even the benefits of Flusher probably were outweighed by the benefits of Pronax, so they've gone back to him.
The thing is, I actually spoke to some of the Fnatic players about this topic and asked even some of the management, like, why did you let this happen? Because to me, it's from an outsider's perspective, it's not a good idea. Pronax is ideal to do that role. And they told me, actually, you know, in the past, he'd asked sometimes, can I take a break off for an event? Can someone else do it? Because they play so many events, and it's such a kind of... intense role to take on, especially if you're one of the best teams. You have to realize Fnatic's always making top fours as well. So they're always going deep. They're always playing those extra games where other teams, if you lose early, you get the event off, and then you have a week off. That's not really always the case for Fnatic. So he'd even said, like, just the pressure was getting too much. Like, he needed a break. But I think having that event off, now he was like, okay, I'll pick it back up again. And the way they said it, I think maybe it's something that in the future might be the case.
All right, folks, thank you very much. We're going to get into it. The last map, Inferno, to decide our first semifinalist, Titan versus Fnatic. Chewy and DDK, walk us through it.
Thank you very much as ever, Scott. So this is going to be really exciting. The series has gone all the way to the third map, Inferno. So this is just that classic map, like between Titan and Fnatic. You couldn't really ask for anything better than this now.
It's a dream situation, to be quite honest, for all of us viewing this game, and I cannot wait to see how it pans out. Hoping it's not a cobblestone scoreline, maybe even a better scoreline than we saw on Cash. I really want it to go the distance between these two, and any predictions for it? I know you said Titan at the start, and I know you're going to stick to that.
I've got to commit now.
And I'm committing to Fnatic. I said they were going to take the entire event, so you know I can't walk away from that now. But in terms of scorelines and things like that, or what you may expect to see from both of these teams, what do you think?
Honestly, I think this is going to go very close. I'm just going to say 16-14 because that's what I want to see.
Cool.
To be honest, like there's so many factors that can play into how the match actually goes. Like this, again, if you have like a horrible start on CT, you can't get the money going. You can see like really weird games, and so it's very hard to call, I think, specifically. But I just want to see 16-14.
We just want to see a sick map, right? We just want to see some awesome CS. We've already seen some great action over the course of this weekend, and we've still got some good matches to go. It'll be Na'Vi versus Virtus Pro up next once this map finishes, and then we have a best-of-5 final to finish off the night. Whoever ends up in that, excuse me, I'm sure it'll be a great one.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing is with Titan right now and Fnatic is that these guys are just... they're just so composed. Yeah. They're so composed. And going back to Pronax, it's going to really, really help on a map like Inferno, of course, where you need like a super solid... I mean, they were talking about it on the analyst section. You need a super solid CT side. It's your safety net, basically, on a map like this. And Titan, they're so creative on their T sides. Just seeing that come together, that clash between the strength of Existence and I think, again, Thorman makes the point, like Existence and Pronax are getting into each other's heads. That is a beautiful thing.
It is, especially as a neutral viewer. If you're not supporting any side and you're just here to watch some darn awesome Counter-Strike action, it is exactly what you want. A great way to decide who will be going through to the grand final of the tournament. We are live, I'm mixing up words now. We are live with the knife. There we go, finally got it through. And
live
of course,
with the live.
Yes,
no.
Live with the live. Wait, what? I don't even know. But
I got words.
Who cares?
I got words.
But of course, simple things. It's another CT favoured map. You're going to be looking to start on that CT side on Inferno now, whoever does take it. And I'm looking forward to seeing what strats. These two, as you mentioned before, play each other so often. They know what to expect from each other. So I'm really looking forward to seeing things which some of the other, their opponents may not predict them doing.
Yeah, I mean, always when you get into clashes like this on Inferno, you look at how does the dynamic work out on Banana, because teams sometimes change it up event to event. Yeah. Because again, never want to remain predictable. Will we see the heavy pressure? Will they play it more defensively? And team versus team, the mix-ups are real as well. Like not just per event and an event approach, but for example, Fnatic, they approach every team differently based on their strengths and how it works within their own strengths as well on the defense. So NIP, again, the classic NIP Fnatic matchups, we didn't used to see. I used to be incredibly passive. Then it got a little bit more aggressive for a while. Then it went more passive, and then against some teams, NIP get way more aggressive. And the same with Fnatic. It just mixes up so much. So it's just really about how these teams want to approach it here today, going into Gfinity. And of course, changing caller recently, Fnatic. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if Pronax maybe learns some things from Flusher when Flusher was actually calling, because that's like a huge call. That's a really awesome benefit to have a player to step up and be like, hey, actually, you know what? I've got great insight into our T sides.
And as well, on the opposite level, Pronax can always support Flusher and help Flusher raise his game with his calling. If Flusher wants to have a go at it, Pronax is there to support him and help him out with those things. Obviously, Flusher is a very experienced player anyway, but they're kind of having that relationship between the two to switch if they want or to decide how they're going to play things out dynamically is great. And this is one thing that I like, that we see these top-tier teams being dynamic in-game with the roles that they're doing in the actual match themselves and what weapons they're using and stuff, but also outside of the game as well, in terms of just vocalizing who's calling strategies and things like that, which actually is technically in the game, but you know what I mean by that point. It's just those dynamic roles where you see people doing different things at different times, but they still look just as strong. Yeah, and shout outs to Devilwalk as well, because he has a huge impact on not only if stuff's going really badly, they even bring a Devilwalk in for some calling. He has a very different calling style to Pronax, more aggressive. The guy just does so much hard work behind the scenes to help them out. But we're going to have the pistol round kicking off here, and already with a standard kickoff from Titan, just peeking down middle, seeing what they can find, and they get smoked away by Fnatic. So business as usual for now. Look at the control though that Fnatic have got over this apartment area. It will be a one-for-one trade to start things off. Crims with 2 kills to start here though. Apex finds that player in T-steps and will drop him. So we're now left in a 3 versus 3 situation. We can see RBK in library. Existence making his way out now over towards that arch side. The bomb has been planted, and Fnatic have allowed themselves to get in some good after-plant positions initially. They have got 2 players on top of the bomb site though. What a blindingly fast round here from Fnatic. They are not messing around. Straight in on the bomb site are Titan though for that retake, and they are going to crush it initially to Apex's left over against Olofmeister. He hasn't got a lot of time to work with. Just going straight in over the blue truck, looking for Olofmeister. Can't get the frag though. What a hold there from Olofmeister by the pit. Will take down his opposition, and that was a complete slugfest. If that is what we're in for store for in this match, don't blink, because you're going to miss everything. Pretty much, and we can see Titan, again, exactly what I would expect after losing that round. They're going to force up and get what they can. We've got CZ75s, 2 5.7s, a P250 with grenades for existence, 3 players with armor, and they want to put it right back in their favor. Now have a look at the setup. We've got 4 players on A here for Titan. Fnatic looking to get a lot of information over towards Banana initially. Nice smoke there from Apex. So a very, very defensive smoke there to help out existence a little bit from the arch side. And there's lots of ways you can approach this from Fnatic's position. They do actually have a Molotov on Pronax, so that Molotov is so invaluable when you're trying to flush out some really hard to deal with positions when the teams are stacking on a round like this. There's actually a play that NIP have where they have like 3 or 4 Molotovs to approach around in that way, but we just have the one there, probably going to the corner where Maniac is, potentially, as he's going to spot the entire lineup, as it is arriving now on Arch from Fnatic. And this is a good amount of team play coming in from them, just staying together like a unit.
and getting the kills. Very simple stuff here from Fnatic, very controlled, very methodical, and there's not much left of Titan now.
Olofmeister fully aware that there will be road players they're taking through CT. Pop flashes himself out and will find existence there. So now Apex, last one left alive. He's got a CZ7-5 and armor, so just looking to see if any more of the Swedish Fnatic players will be making their exit routes out over towards the CT spawn area after planting that bomb on A. And yeah, as you said, just a simple, consistent hold there from Fnatic. They had the more powerful weapons. They all moved as a unit, and easy stuff from them.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool if Apex could get a kill here. There's a cheeky little bit of CZ damage. Oh, running out of bullets. Oh, no, I think that was the last one, actually. We'll get the kill onto Olofmeister. Very cheeky stuff there from Apex. But otherwise, it was a great round from Fnatic to deal with the small investment by Titan. And Titan are smart. Again, on a map like this, you need all the nades, so they're not going to get that full... I mean, they're going to save a tiny amount of cash and see if they can get the full nades going into the following buy round. But actually, yeah, Fnatic are going to stick with the SMGs for as long as physically possible. And you're bringing up the P90 earlier. It's something we see more and more. It's just generally good. It's actually been nerfed, I think, a few times.
But especially on the hands of Flusher, even.
Yeah,
because
really
he's
good.
just incredible with that thing, as many people have pointed out so far this weekend. So Olofmeister already making his presence known over towards B's, making his footsteps loud. Existence will try and spot him out. Puts shots down range. He's tagged down to 9 points of health, but the SMG reigns strong on him, and this 4-man stack from Titan over towards A is not exactly going to help them out here as the bomb will get planted. And we already see, I think that's actually Pronax has made his way down to the bottom of Banana, just to make sure that no players could push their way down mid and try and do anything sneaky.
Yeah, it's really cool to see all the Molotovs being invested in by Fnatic to use. They're so damn good in this round, and especially if you have some left over after you've got the bomb take, and you can just plant it down on the bomb in one of those closer situations. It can just be so horrible for the CTs who want to get that defuse, and they just can't unless they want to burn alive. But we will have, of course, quite a few players surviving here for Titan. There's not much they can really do. They don't want to run to their death or give away money for free, which is another thing, actually. Some teams get carried away in rounds like that, where Titan, realistically, they're going to get one frag or something, if they're lucky. And if they try to do that, they're going to give so much money, just like probably $2,400 if the SMGs just spray them down. So they're not going to give that free value to Fnatic. Smart.
This is one thing that I really wanted to see. JW initially buys the AWP straight away as soon as he is physically able to click the button to buy so. And it took a while for Kenny S to decide if he wanted to go for that glass cannon option, which he does decide to do here. So we're going into round number 4, and we have got that the AWP battle between Kenny S and JW.
And they have a really defensive 3-man setup there towards the B-bomb site. And Olofmeister somehow makes a pick from apartments with the MAC-10. I don't believe it. And this is disastrous here for Titan. Kenny is rotating as fast as physically possible. But from Library, he's quite restricted with what he can do. Oh, he does find JW, though. Can't get the kill on him. He does get a tag. But they have to go and save. And this is a disaster indeed.
And Fnatic are hunting.
Yeah, they can get rid of that AWP. This is going to be catastrophic. They need to keep hold of these weapons, and Fnatic know it. And they are moving in for the attack.
Apex smokes his way off there just to give himself some cover in case any of the Fnatic players did decide to advance too heavily onto them. And credit to Fnatic, 5 players left alive. Olofmeister with the initial entry frag. JW following things there in that upper apartment areas with the AWP. And after that, the round was pretty much over. They got full control of that large ray bomb site. Crim's being boosted up the top. Kenny will go down, so that's the AWP out of the way, leaving now Existence in construction. The last player left alive. Will JW peek him? I don't think he wants to lose that AWP, but he will find one. Will he find Olofmeister as well? No, he will not. The AWP isn't saved on Fnatic, but that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things because they took all 5 rifles away from Titan in that round.
Yeah, I mean, that was just such a no-brainer there for Fnatic. They got so much money left over despite losing most of their investment to take down those players, but they did take them down, so it was well worth it. And 4-0 is now the score as Titan have reached this point where all of a sudden they're going to be forced to have horrible buys again and again. So this is that worst case scenario on Inferno. Yeah. We're going to need to see a very classy performance from them.
This is what happened on Cobblestone. This is what happened earlier on, when they rolled over their economy and Titan just couldn't afford to buy the initial, really important things that they needed, like that AWP on KennyS like the important grenades.
And the interesting thing is that in that round, we're actually going to see a couple kills here though, so I have to hold that for see if Titan can make much more from this, as Apex is just running down second mid with that AK-47. They just managed to scrounge together. He's actually got some Kevlar with it as well, as we have JW entering into the B bomb site for his team. So quick rotation here from Titan as they try to commit some more damage in. There's RPK. Oh, can't quite find the kill. That aim punch devastating.
Maniac now just lurking at the edge of the smoke to see if any players will be pushing him, but the bomb has been planted, allowing now Fnatic to get themselves into after plant positions, so you can see how they're set up on that B bomb site, and I think they're already really just looking for the exit frags. They know that Fnatic have had so much time to get themselves set up here on B. They haven't got kits whatsoever. Apex, yeah, he does have an AK-47 and armor to play with, but they're just going to try and take some rifles away off Fnatic.
They picked the right side to go, but actually Maniac with 2 frags, that's pretty nice by Maniac. But one key thing I want to mention is that, oh, nice Apex. Oh, that is cheeky indeed. Just wipes out the entire team. But yeah, one thing I want to quickly mention is that Titan in their first buy round decided to go for the 3-man play on B, on Banana. But usually you would see that being aggressive to take map control, then to send one back to be good to trade against any fast timings. But they didn't do that. They just stayed passively. That's a huge gamble because you don't get the information. So massive gamble. Hi, Scoots. How's it going?
Hi, Scoots. What a dance. What a man indeed. We can see the camera pan out to the trophy that everybody here, these last 4 teams, are playing for at the Gfinity Spring Masters. They have got that ult back now on KennyS, so a buy round coming in from Titan. They need to win this round though, because they can't let Fnatic control their economy like they did on Cobble earlier on. Absolutely,
and at least they've got a decent buy, better amount of grenades this time as well, and a default setup. So that's better, it's less gambly as well than what they ran previously on that buy round, as I explained. And now it's just about seeing what info they can get. And for Fnatic, it's about just pulling away all these nades from Titan. Oh, that's great. Apex predicts Olaf going up onto the boost there to see if he can get the pick onto coils, and that's got to feel good for Titan.
KennyS holding archers, you would expect from an AWP player. KennyS throws that smoke grenade as well towards B. Let's see if Fnatic players peek out. JW's going to be the man to peek him. KennyS misses a shot there, has to back away. He is going to peek around from Arch again. Will they see him? No, he misses a second one. Flashes his way to give himself some cover as he backs away into Library, but Fnatic have initially got themselves out of Arch here.
And KennyS knows that they know that's the most likely place for him to be, but he's KennyS, so he breaks all the rules. He's going to try to actually just peek here and get a frag, but that smoke is so smart. It's so risky for KennyS to push that, and he's not going to actually bother trying. It's just not worth the risk.
And he doesn't realise they've wrapped for CT.
This B-split's going to be pretty devastating indeed. Oh, Existence with a great frag there, but the trade comes in. Great stuff there from JW. Everything rests on Apex, but he gets absolutely nothing at the back of the site. He had to get a frag and get the delay on, but he couldn't get that done. And again, Titan in a really weird situation. They're all coming from Banana.
Yeah. If Existence had been able to pick up maybe one more frag there, especially considering how low the clock was, there was only about 4 seconds or so left before Fnatic planted the bomb. They probably would have won that round, but this just shows how close it can be at times in CS. Anyway, back in board on the action. Maniac will fall, and now RPK and KennyS even running for their lives, backing away and saving those rifles.
Yeah, I mean that's one of those spots where it's actually worth it to just go for a peek. If like Maniac just somehow gets a really fast frag, it's on. It's like totally on. But of course, if he dies, then if they play the hiding game and the peeking game very well, Fnatic, then they're playing it by the book, then you don't get anything, too much time is gone, it's impossible. So you can fall back and save some weapons. So Titan trying everything they could there, but Fnatic still on top, 6-0 in this third map here for the Gfinity Masters in this first semi-final.
And they've kept KennyS very quiet indeed so far in this half. On the other hand, JW being very loud. Let's see if Titan can do some damage now. They have been able to buy once again here. They did save those 2 rifles. KennyS misses another shot here. This is so unlike him.
JW actually not connecting either, so KennyS is going to survive. And that smoke actually is not super, that perfect. Still an angle there for JW to work with. Solov goes in very aggressively looking for a potential pick there onto that B bomb site. Nothing's going to come his way yet, but the rest of the lineup for Fnatic are slowly closing in on that A bomb site. All in the apartments, JW. Oh, gets the shot right to the head there. Penetration kill onto RPK. And now it's going to get really awful for Titan if they're not able to figure out what's going on in time.
Fnatic back away here, and we can actually see that Apex is scared of that A push coming in, so he's going to make his way over towards Speedway, even in CT spawn to back his way, but that's a big mistake, leaving Existence the man to try and hold this bomb site single-handedly. Apex gambled, and he gambled incorrectly. 40 seconds left on the clock. They will make their entrance. Flusher lurking over towards A just to try and convince these players even more that they are coming through. Existence will be shouting down his microphone at full voice to try and come over towards B, but look at Titan, they're just still rotating because Fnatic could come straight back over towards A, which is exactly what they're doing.
This is getting very complicated right now, and it's not going to leave them with much time. It's very Navi-esque now at this point, but Apex coming in for the back with the smoke. Oh, straight through the Bammers, gets the first frag. Great stuff there onto Crims, and now Kenny S could get an angle, but Apex still doing massive damage by Quad. Huge pressure from him, and giving his team a chance. JW is really far away. They're going to get... Oh, no, the bomb's down, and...
That's
JW, he's so far away. He's so far away. That's the round. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. Somehow Fnatic lose this round. Crazy double backs coming in, but it's going to be the first one on the board for Titan.
What a round to win to get their name on the board here on Inferno. That was absolutely crazy. Back and forth, back and forth. And of course, we've got more information than Fnatic do, but if they had have gone for that push on to B, we did see Apex starting to rotate back from CT over towards B, but if they had just got that one kill on Existence, they would have been on the bomb site. They would have had smoke grenades down surely and had good control. They gambled and went back over towards A. And was it Apex who peeked around the side of that smoke grenade with the FAMAS and found them all out? It was crazy.
Do have the banana take here from Fnatic as they take early map control away from Titan. And Titan once again relying on the default setup, and this time it's going to actually work out. Quick kill from Maniac as he does get himself in apartments and then falls back. Olofmeister wants to try to get the trade back on, but... Oh, Maniac's on 1 HP as well. Wow, and he's got full nades as well. That's actually kind of a big deal.
Just showing how close to the wire these engagements can be between the two teams. He does get the kill onto Crims, but not very low. JW down to 36 points of health.
They have so many nades left. Look how many, they have all their nades left, and there's 50 seconds left. This is actually really strong for Titan. If they start planting the nades down now, what are Fnatic going to do? They're going to be such a disadvantage in the engagements.
Clock is ticking for Fnatic. They are split up. You can see now they're raining their grenades over towards B. Titan are holding strong though. They're in a comfortable position. You can see actually Olofmeister does take down Maniac there, that player who was left alive on 1 point of health. It's back and forth trades leading us into a 4 versus 3 situation. Boiler is initially Molotov'd off, but JW is going to try and make his presence known over towards the arc side of the map. 20 seconds left. Time is running out here for Fnatic, and RPK with 2 lovely shots onto Olofmeister and Pronax, leaving JW on 12 HP, the last one alive.
That's that very slight angles, and RPK finishes the job. Great stuff there, just sweeping through all those players on quad to secure the round for Titan. And again, the kind of very standard default setup pays off for them again. It's the 2 guys defensive on B, 1 man on arch, 1 on quad, and 1 in the balcony and pit. So the simplest of setups, not doing anything too complex against Fnatic, and at the moment it's working. Fnatic close to being broken, but we can see another strong buy coming in from them this round. Very fast banana take from them also, looking for those trades. And this time Fnatic, they don't know it, but there's actually 3 players towards B at the moment. But Kenny S is going for the full rotate, so again, there's no way that the Titan can really know what's going on. And that is exactly the strength of Fnatic's movement up banana.
Yeah, trying to be unpredictable, but oh my gosh, team kill coming in from Flusher there. JW takes down Apex, but they've got the 2 entry frags here despite a team kill coming in to take down the in-game leader of Pronax. They'll have full control of this B box, but they will get the bomb down. But oh my gosh, Kenny S, hello.
That is beautiful there. That timing was perfect. And that's actually going to make it to a 3-on-3. That's so important. Now boosting on top, that's of the teammate's head there, looking for even more cheeky kills over the smoke. But they're all together now, moving in, trying to eliminate some positions with those incendiaries. But JW, he's had enough of the shenanigans and is going to stop it right there in its tracks. And Titan can't do anything but fall back.
I reckon if Kenny has had on that boost and he had been able to pick up a second kill there to make it that 3-on-2 situation, they definitely would have gone for the retake. They did have time and they did have kits to try and push themselves in, but JW with the kill.
The strange thing is that the amount of presence at banana for the T's that was felt early on from Titan, and they had 3 players at the start on B, and it was really fast, but Kenny kind of almost immediately rotated, so I'm not sure whether they either had a read or there was like some misinformation or a missed call there, but Kenny S was, if he'd been closer there, he could have helped to stop that, but either way, into the next round, and both teams stretched on the money. It is the advantage for Fnatic.
You can see once again 3 players now making their way over towards the on the CT side. Pronax will find one. That's the starting kill in this next round. When Molotov comes out, RPK will respond though to even things out. Apex finds JW peeking around the edge of the smoke, and that will lead things now onto a 4-on-2 suddenly. Existence will find the players here around the edge of the smoke, using that to his advantage. And all of a sudden, Crims finds himself the last man left alive. He has got the bomb. 3 versus 3, and they know exactly where he is now.
Yeah, nice trades down banana there for Titan. Existence smartly going for a risky play there, but he knows if he picks up one that there's just like nothing that the remaining guy on Fnatic side can really do. So basic CS played well by Titan. And Crims, we saw some excellent stuff with this AWP on him earlier on Cash. Now what can he get done here? Going to smoke off CT, see if he can find some angles, but Titan playing it very, very smartly. They don't really have to peek him, to be honest. The time is not really in Crims' favor massively. That's a great peek though from Crims. Really nice pre-fire. And now he's expecting the flank, and he would be right to do so. Looking for the next frag. There it is, Crims on the second one. Now there's just Maniac left with a P19. He's got 20 seconds to plant. Crims has created a doable clutch here, as it's just one left. Oh no, wait, I can't believe it. Misses the shot right there, and Maniac could use this to gain an advantage. Just tossing in the grenade. Now Crims is in a very, very interesting predicament as Maniac wraps around the side, rounding the corner now as Crims gets the safe plant behind the coils, goes up with a P90, just ADing there until he gets the frag. So Maniac saves the round, but Titan, that was really scary.
They were pushed right to their limits there. Maniac without a defuse kit, but he will be able to defuse the bomb successfully here for Titan.
That's so important. He just removed so much money from Titan. They had an AWP, they had rifles, they could have picked up some AKs, and now they've got nothing to play with. That's ridiculous. That's so impactful. That single play from Crims, the almost clutch, has put Fnatic in a spot where they know that if they force buy, they reset Titan, and that Titan are completely screwed out of this first half.
Well, it is going to be a force buy of some extent to Fnatic here with 2 pistols going down. JW going with the glass cannon option. Of course, no armor and the AWP to use for him. 3-7 is the score though, and we've still got a thriller on our hands. Fnatic with the definite advantage here on that less favored T side of Inferno, but they're the type of team that don't make it look like it's the less favored side because they're just so darn good.
I mean, they've kept Titan on poor money after winning that pistol as well, so it's just been so much economic hardship for Titan, and this entire series has been that story actually for Titan on their CT sides. Getting the money going has been the hardest thing to do, and if this play from Fnatic is good in this round, we could very well see them getting more than 10 rounds in this first half, which is devastating. Olofmeister's on the lurk there towards Boiler. So you would expect the B play to come in, but he is actually going to get taken out, so they might second guess this now with 45 seconds left to play with.
And Kenny S is going to rotate, so they're going to try and put 3 players on A, 2 players on B, which is the standard setup, but there's no control of Arch whatsoever here. Crims looking to go for the sexy 1Ds as RPK will peek out. He misses his shot, but they've got the information. JW there to support him. And look at the setup here for the CT side of Titan.
IMC Maniac though gets the spray. 2 players going down, the team frag as well to help Maniac out, and it is a doable spot here for Apex over by Pit. How do they get rid of him? The time is against them as well. 15 seconds, the frag comes in just in the right time for Crims to get that bomb planted, as he's now against Kenny S and Existence. Long range, going to smoke himself off. Really smart stuff to allow himself some more cover to play with. Looking for that first engagement. Needs 2 1-on-1s. That's what he's playing for right now. Crims gets the first one. Now where's the second player? Existence coming around the side. Existence! Oh, he barely makes it happen. 1 HP, I can't believe it, but does he have time for the defuse here? I think he just about does, but that is so close. And still, Titan, they have so little money. Even after winning this round, they spent everything there.
Crims did so much damage once again to Titan.
1 HP.
1 HP for Existence. This is why we love CS. Those sorts of rounds, just back and forth, right from the word go. And I think we all need to take a second to catch our breath. Fnatic are going for once again another force here. They do not want to let Titan bring their economy back in favor and start to roll up the money. So they are going to go for 4 pistols here. It's going to be 3 Tech 9s and an AK-47 for Crimsu, as we spotted out, has done such great economical damage to Titan. But Kenny S does have his AWP.
Oh, this could be bad here. They played a 3-man setup on B. The counter strat is to just rush up for an A take on quad. This is the way to do it. And Fnatic get the perfect play, but Apex comes in with the spray. Doesn't get enough now. Maniax has to come out huge with the Batmass, and he does get a series of frags. That is going to do the job here. They will clean it up. That was scary. Without Maniac performing there, without Apex as well. That I mean, again, they ran the counter strat to that round. So Fnatic was very dangerous always.
And if this goes according to script, it should be 6-7 in favour of Fnatic. They wanted to break that economy once again here at Titan and bring it back to them, and rightly so. And that's the kind of play to do it on with that fast, aggressive quad push. But Fnatic are rolling over now and saying, okay, we're not going to force it up this round. It's going to be just P250 is the name of the game for them.
Absolutely, they are really coming back into this, and there's still a chance to come out on top on this half, but got to be careful. Their Apex getting dinked down, and have to see if they can just hold these guys at bay and slowly pick them off as they try to go in for those entries. And there it is. There's one pick off from Existence. So this is looking under control right now for Titan.
Crim's trying to be a distraction and do some damage in top apartments. Second kill. JW responds, and it's left to Apex on this smaller B-bomb site. He flashes himself out. He's got 9 left. Bullets down there, but JW gets his second kill, and they're going to plant the bomb unless Kenny S has something to say about it.
Yeah, he's looking for those long-range shots, but they are never going to show themselves to Kenny S ever. They have construction. They can play with those positions on the side. Going to have to be Maniac to force the engagements. There it is. We'll get it done with that pull out of the pistol. Pronax gets shot in the back, so it's going to have to be on JW. He's not going to withstand the mighty Titan retake, but what happened to Existence there? Did something happen to his mouse or something? Started spinning around? I'm not sure what happened there to him, but not sure. Hopefully there's no mouse issues for him. But 6-7, they're coming back.
And I mean, in the grand scheme of things, Fnatic, they're considering it was an eco round. They took 2 rifles off Titan once again to try and disturb their economy, and they got the bomb down to boost their own as well. So in that essence, it was good, but you know, they stood a chance at one point to take the round. They were left in a 3 versus 3 after plant, and they picked up 2 M4s off those dropped Titan players from that B-bomb site. So
now here's the big round here for Titan. They have all the incendiaries and smokes, all the rifles, apart from Existence with the FAMAS, but he's proven effective enough with that. So there's one incendiary used by Maniac just aggressively to stagger any pushes on apartments to slow them down a little bit. Still early in the round though, and Titan are playing that 3-2 setup. They got 3 guys passively on B. This didn't work out in their first buy round. Maybe this one can be different.
Kenny S will rotate his way back over towards CT spawn to try and get some control of Arch now as the smoke grenade goes in to cover themselves away from quad. Will JW peek out? Kenny S is going to try and flash him away from that area, and Kenny S, predictably so, going over towards library to see what information he can find there, but it will be smoked off here by the Fnatic side, and they make their way out over towards Arch. What will they do here? Will they wrap in towards A, or will they go through CT? It looks like they're going to go through CT and try and overwhelm Kenny S. This man is too strong though as he picks off Olaf Meister to start things off.
Can't get anything else done though, and that is a really good save for Fnatic, as now we have a really horrible spot for Existence, and Apex have to worry about 2 sides, Banana and CT spawn, and the Titan players on the rotate are really scared of trying to rotate as well because there's so many sneaky angles in CT, and you can see Fnatic are banking on that. They're holding CT. They've got loads of time. Well, actually, they don't have loads of time. They've got to go now, and Apex is going to try to hold it down with his M4, and he's doing a great job. It's looking great for Titan right now.
Awkward predicament for both teams in some respects there. Crim's knocked down to 3 points of health. He will fall, and now it's Pronax in a 1 versus 3. He has planted the bomb, and he makes his way over towards that construction area. Titan will try to swarm him. And that's exactly what they will do. The defuse is already on for Maniac. RPK will finish off the final kill there, but you don't get to see that all too often there, where the T's have got control of CT spawn, and you've got a 2-2 split on either bomb site by the CTs, and they're almost closing them in. And,
wow. Titan, I mean, they were very composed there. They're very disciplined. They didn't panic. Because panicking there is what gets you killed, basically. And they didn't panic. They held the ground. They didn't take any weird risks. They trusted each other, and that was the key difference in terms of just maintaining an advantage there. We're gonna have that quick trade. Kenny S takes down JW, but Olaf Meister's got a big green gun as well. Takes him down on the trade, and that is amazing for Fnatic. This could allow them to get the edge, to get better decisions going into this round.
I like this position here from Apex on sandbags. We've seen him play it a couple of times at times well. As soon as I say that, the Caster's Curse comes in and he gets tagged down to 20 points of health. Rightly so, backs away and doesn't get overly aggressive there. We are into the last round of the first half, so of course all players on both sides investing in every single bit of gear that they can possibly buy. And we can see the team now making their way out over towards Arch. Olaf Meister will take down Apex in that position. Flush against the empty down to RPK. Now it's down to Maniac. In pit will fall, leaving Existence on the rotate. The last one left alive, and it looks like Fnatic will take the half win. But one thing that I've just really quickly got to point out here, Dan, is that Titan, I mean, obviously Fnatic are going to win the half and have had a great T-half here, but Kenny S once again has been really quiet. I think he's only had about 4 frags this entire half.
Yeah, he's been getting isolated quite well, but I'll see if Existence can get some things done here. Oh my god, that's
what a shot.
Those smokes are just horrible to deal with. But yeah, I mean, not much action for Kenny S. I mean, they didn't play all that aggressively on Banana, and to be honest, you don't want to take. I don't think you want to take these duels against like straight up mid duels and so on against JW, because you know that he's probably going to be AWPing, and that's like a really gambly spot to contend with. Like, do you want to just have a solid defense where you're going to use the advantages, or do you just want to gamble and just give them a really big advantage? Like, it's not worth it on the CT side against such good AWPers. But into the second half, into the pistol. This is the deciding map between these teams for the Gfinity Masters to decide who will go through to the final, and it's been a very close encounters so far. Where's the difference going to be?
We will find out. Apex lurking over towards second mid area to see if Fnatic try and do anything crazy and push down mid, maybe try and get some good control over towards A if they find the information of where those Titan players will be. But now Titan rotating back over towards mid. No engagements as of yet, although as soon as I say that, Kenny S takes a tiny lick of damage here. No casualties as of yet in this round, and I think that's it is Maniac over towards Sandbags here, just seeing if any Fnatic will push through. But here we go. It looks like Titan are going to go back into A. Now they're going back into mid. It's just ring around the rosy.
It's dropping back to Banana at the moment, and Fnatic, they're getting held off by wow, Existence and Apex just really locking down middle as the push comes in towards Banana, and they don't have the info right now. It's all on Olafmeister and his teammate Crims to just hold this down. Crims, great shot onto Maniac there from the back of the bomb site. They have to deal with him quickly. Great tag, 3 HP for him, but they have to finish him off here. Oh, getting 3 shots there. Pronax is going to get the frag though from CT, but it is looking like the bomb is going to go down, and there it is. Fnatic in a lot of trouble on this CT pistol, and that is Titan doing to Fnatic as Fnatic did to them the first half. So this is really even Stevens at the moment.
So close between these two teams. And again, I just want to go back on that point about Kenny S, because I didn't want to spot Kenny S out as being quite as me trying to bash him as a player, but more so to show that Titan are a great squad. We can see Apex leading the way there for his team, as you would expect, and doing some great damage. And across the board, Titan are really keeping themselves in this game. So you can only imagine if Kenny S starts to get things going with Yorp on this T side, exactly what damage they can do to Fnatic. It is trades across the map initially on this Banana area as Pronax takes down RPK there. We're into 3-on-3.
This is looking like some okay damage so far from Fnatic. Still Crims with that 5-7, looking for the heads. There it is. Easy frag onto Apex. Things getting a little bit interesting now as JW comes in from the back, but Maniac... Oh my god, I can't believe it. JW somehow picks that one up through the smoke, and Existence again has to clutch this, and this is looking a little easier than the previous clutches. He will get the first frag. It's going to open up the A bomb site as Crims... It's actually really fast onto the rotate. He might even be able to get some shots in, potentially, as... He now takes it slow, doesn't want to give away his position, and this actually should be favourable for Crims, because Existence, I don't think he's ever going to expect Crims to arrive here so quickly. Oh, doesn't get caught out of position, gets some shots off, but the headshot comes in. Great stuff there from Crims. I can't believe that happened though. How on earth did Fnatic come out on top in a round like that?
Crazy. And Titan are going to be absolutely gutted about that. They look great, but Fnatic changed it up. They changed the pace. They put the pistols right in the face of Titan, and that's what you want to do with those less powerful weapons when they are so damaging at close range. That one-tap headshot at times. It looks like Titan, I think, are going to have to force this. Apex is going to go for full armor, Tech 9, and full grenades here. They're just going to see what they can buy up. RPK, of course, with their Galil. They did plant the bomb both rounds so far on their T-half. But
I mean, if they win this, they reset Fnatic completely. So it's got so much value, and the Tech 9s, I mean, they're pretty beasts. So this is where we need to see a very strong tactical play coming in from Titan after some initial map control. They don't want to have any they need all the bodies they can get here. They cannot get picked off like this or take this early damage. Fnatic have won the early damage exchanges. This should give them a really solid defense now, wherever Titan end up.
Maniac did eat a grenade down the bottom of Banana, and we can see Crims in this lovely spot, just peeking over the top of the smoke there in Banana to see what information he can find. A standard setup here for Fnatic. Flusher once again with his lovely P90 in hand to see what he can do, and it looks like Titan are favouring this larger A-bomb site here, stacking their way in second mid. I think they're going to prepare what grenades they have, those smoke grenades in hand, to try and help themselves push onto this bomb site. But with 48 seconds left, there we go, we can see Apex setting up for one.
So this is it. Titan, if they win this, they can reset Fnatic and take control of the second half. but it's all on this push as it comes in. The execute, the smokes are down. Fnatic trying to reposition there, but he's stuck in the smoke. Has no idea where he is at the moment. And Kenny S is going to be just infiltrating the pit position. So far, so good for Fnatic, holding on to the key locations on the bomb site. They're all rotated as well. This looks really solid right now for Fnatic, but in comes Existence with that Tech 9. Not much he can do as Kenny S is also stuck in the pit, and there's nowhere for him to run, nowhere for him to hide. But at least he's holding on to a Tech 9. Gonna pick up 1 kill with it, and that's it.
Well, there we go, that is it. Great hold from Fnatic there. And that was pretty chaotic, you've got to say, over towards that pit area. Everybody just entered. I think it was about 3 Titan players made their way down balcony into pit and tried to just overwhelm the Fnatic side, but it wasn't the case whatsoever. Good attempt from them, but Fnatic showing their class on the CT side, especially on that A-bomb site, and they will reward themselves with double figures. 6 rounds away for Fnatic here from reaching the grand finals.
Yeah, it's definitely looking quite solid, and that's going to put Titan onto a full eco. In a round like that, you at least feel like, okay, we can do some damage and get the bomb down, but not even that. They didn't get any damage, really. They got like a kill or 2, and that's it, and they didn't get the bomb down. So it ended up from being a potential for them to really swing the map back into their favor, into just giving Fnatic an even better position to work from. So lots of stuff for Titan to do, but yeah, it's that T side of Inferno, and I think they're just having a chat at the moment and just using the time in this eco to just talk on the comms and just work out, okay, what are we going to do? How's the situation? You know, get the spirits up again, and because they don't have any expectations from this round. Kenny S is a single flash. He's probably going to try to pop flash them up mid, and they can get an entry and then work it out from there, basically.
Yeah, just a throwaway round here for Fnatic. JW with the scout will find 1 player and tags up Existence. JW getting tagged back, though. He pulls up the CZ75, is able to get 1. Flush it in with that Pro 90 to spray down on the Titan players as Apex and Kenny S will fall, and Existence and Maniac surely don't be too far away from following in compatriots' fate. And you know, Fnatic here on 11 rounds. Titan are going to be on 8. They should be able to buy here. We should be able to see what they can do with rifles. But going back to that momentum game, they've got to try and switch that, Fnatic momentum off. And I think Kenny S with that AWP is going to be one of the crucial players to try and do so.
Yeah, there's lots you can do on this map with being an elite AWPer, but you've got to also watch out for JW because he plays the AWP like it's a rifle, and especially on maps like this, it can be incredibly surprising. You can never really prepare for him. So I have to see how he actually comes into play. So he's going to Banana at the moment, and oh no, they're going to be walking into his crosshairs. Misses the flick shot though, but we'll get out of there. So safely done for JW, despite not getting a frag, which would have been helpful in maintaining intel and positional control of Banana. But they are going to keep challenging and pushing him back here, and JW is JW. He's going to go for those peaks. Somehow still no damage to Titan.
Good Banana control coming in from Titan, and JW misses his shots, as you pointed out. Well, RPK is going to look to see what damage he can do in apartments, try to clear that area out, which is exactly what he will do. Crimson.
I think they might be setting up for a double back play because they've left Maniac deep in Banana by Sandbag, so that is always an option with Maniac there because they will always know that it's safe. So if they can take middle now, they have the double back option or the execute option with him taking down rotating players. But he's going to get taken out by JW, so that's all gone now.
They've almost made their mind up now after that frag onto Maniac of where to go by the looks of things. They've gone back towards Banana still, even if it did go down. JW picks up a second frag onto Apex there. They're getting shut down in style. Kenny S jumping around the corner will take down JW. The clock is ticking though, 25 seconds left on the clock. Flusher once again showing how great he is with that P90. RPK will respond onto him though, and they have to go for this B-bomb site now. The game is up. Fnatic fully rotating. We can even see Pronax, it is, making his way down mid, trying to go on the quick rotate here and flank them from the side, but Fnatic will allow them to plant the bomb.
So that bomb is ticking away, and Fnatic with that man-up advantage are closing in on a really nice retake attempt, but Olofmeister is going to falter to Existence. Pronax, though, is going to be able to trade onto them, but they do have time for the defuse, so great stuff there from Fnatic. Very nice team play. They take it slowly, easily, they trust one another, and they get themselves another round. And it's, again, a situation where Titan get kind of screwed over on the money, so getting that bonus reset. They have enough to get a buy together, but it's going to be a weak buy if they go for it, so they're having to think of how to actually approach this. Do they want to go for that buy? They're just going to invest halfway, actually, and see what they can get done here, and still have a strong buy into the next round.
Well,
so
last time they went for this, it didn't work out for them, so they've got to try and redeem themselves. We saw that crazy aggressive push onto pit with 3 players coming down balcony and trying to get control of A when they forced up, and it didn't work for them. And once again, Crimson's played this so often now, just peeking over the top of the smoke to see what information he can find, jumping and jumping to see if he spots anybody, and they are very close indeed. Of course, with X-ray mode, we can see more than he can. Another smoke grenade goes down just to renew that area of control for Fnatic here.
They are readying up though to get the push going, and Crimson spots absolutely nothing. I don't think he's seen any information at all at the moment, so this could be very, very surprising if they're able to move in when that smoke goes away. They're going to hit the stepping as well, will Titan, and they're slowly going to creep up behind that also, and they are readying those smokes and flashes to go over for the execute. Now Fnatic, Crims, he is known for his solid holds here. He's going to be tested once again by the Tech-9s and the AK. In they come, and the bomb falls at his feet by the steps on the entrance to the B-bomb site, and Olofmeister getting shot in the back right now as they go through construction. This is not looking too shabby here for Titan. Only lost 1 man so far, but in comes Flusher from construction, and Fnatic are having problems right now.
They've picked up rifles. All 3 of the T side have got these rifles in hand. Flusher pushing through though. Apex does take down Pronax, and what a round from Titan. I said that they needed to redeem themselves, and that is what they have done. Crucial round for that team, and that was really great. I love the play from Kenny S and his teammates to push right through the smoke I think that they put down in CT and go through the back of construction and completely overwhelm that B-bomb site from all angles possible.
Yeah, that blue truck smoke is super strong for those movements, and we're going to have to see what Fnatic have in this round, because it's a really weird buy from them. JW, this is a round where you could see him just going a bit nuts to try to like force open a very nice advantage for his team, but I don't think he got really a good spawn, so he's just playing that boiler angle close to middle, and he does this very often with the AWP. It's a spot which is kind of risky. Oh, but there it is. Kenny gets the shot. He goes for the peek, does JW, and that is the biggest advantage for Fnatic now gone. Is the AWP recoverable? Yes, it is. Flusher is going to have a go now as well.
And it looks like, I think it's Crims, yeah, the solo man holding B at the second, as we've got 2 players in, Flusher and Olofmeister, holding down that arch section of the A-bomb site. The smoke grenades are still down, as you can see in the overview of the map, to try and give the CT some control. But this is fine for Titan. They've got plenty of time left on the clock. They've got the man advantage. They can just wait these smoke grenades out until Fnatic have no more left.
And here comes some reinforcements for Fnatic towards that B-bomb site. So looks like they've made so far the right call. Of course, they don't have a lot of information, so it's more to do with the kind of gambles, what they feel like is most likely from their opposition. And Crims has the pop flash at the ready as well, so this could actually work out. Flush is on the angle with the AWP. He could actually catch them perfectly if he's able to peek now. He's going to peek after the smoke's going. He gets the shot there onto Apex as they fall into the bomb site. Crims is ready close range at first oranges with the M4, and Maniac's going to go through construction again. Crims locking it down. 2 quick kills there from him. Massive stuff. Oh no, we're going to game crash. Oh
what
dear, so
a time for a game crash.
So I don't know if we can switch to a shot of the projector. Oh, cool. I guess we have only one game PC. All right, so
I'm afraid. Hopefully we will get back in as soon as
how's it
possible.
going?
Sorry for you guys at home. That is absolutely heartbreaking. But the time was very, very low. I'm pretty sure that Titan wouldn't have got in there, because we saw, I think was it Crims who was in first oranges there, who got those 2 quick kills and was able to do so. Well, they did get the bomb down in the end, and we are back in. Apologies about that, ladies and gentlemen, but all the same, Pronax will get the defuse, and it's going to be another round here for Fnatic.
All right, so 13-9, as that hold was quite strong there. I mean, they got Flusher, like that shot from Flusher was so important. And that's such a nice little peek to make, and he did it. He had like the slightest of angles there just to catch a pixel, so he exposed himself as little as possible. Very, very well done by him, and that really made the difference there. So back into this one now, and still a full buy from Titan, but JW is going to assert himself on middle, and that is what he does best, just telling them to sit down on those long ranges. And now Titan have to discover what do we do right now. We don't have banana control. Fnatic have that. They took down our AWP on middle. Apex has picked up the AWP. Where are the options right now?
Crims is just doing what he keeps doing, just using that car at the top of Banana as a trampoline and seeing what information he can find, and it's been working for him so far. I don't think Titan have really tried to counter it too much or noticed it, but all the same, we've got 3 CT members from Fnatic on A, as that's where it looks like Titan are starting to head. They get that Molotov down. Flusher still with that P90 in hand. He's not dropped this thing whatsoever.
So maybe Apex can make a pick here with this AWP. Yeah. I mean, they don't have to commit into the A-bomb site, so there's quite a bit of time left for a double back if they want it, but at the moment, Fnatic still have JW alive, just taking shots as he pleases. And Apex is in there with the opening other side, and they're going to take down JW. Again, very exposed position from him. They are going to punish it and move into the bomb site now. Existence biding his time, going for the drop into the pit. Finds Pronax, and they all go down. I don't believe it.
What?
I don't even understand how Pronax finds these shots, but somehow he does. And now Fnatic are on 14 rounds, just 2 more to secure this and get themselves into yet another finals. And we're going to have a pause
for Maniac. This is the time to do it. I was wondering if there would be a tactical pause coming in at any point, and we've got a chance now to very quickly look at the scoreboard. Crims leading the way here for Fnatic, but a great hold all round, and it was a timeout actually. So, I mean, let's just take a second to regain our breath and come back into that.
The thing here is that, again, there's a situation where if you've got some really good set plays with the Tech-9s, it can actually become viable to say, if we think we can just buy up with full nades and get the bomb down, at worst, then we have another Tech-9 armor nades round again to get another chance to win the round. Because if they win this one, because let's say they eco this. If they eco this, look at Fnatic right now. Yeah, Fnatic will get a free economy. They'll be able to avoid an eco situation. But if Titan can actually put a buy in right now and find a way to break Fnatic, as unlikely as it is, I mean, that's the situation they're in right now. They have to play for those low percentages. They've got to find a way to get back into the game. Playing for the overtime, I don't think they're going to go for that. I think they're just going to try to get it done here. And if they do lose this round, they're just going to throw another buy in and see if they can get it done. I'm not sure. It's a really hard spot to call, and they're taking their time.
They are taking their time. Just deciding. You can see on your screens the communications between them. They don't exactly look too positive, and well, that's what you'd expect.
I know Envious would buy in this situation, because the situation for Envious is that they always will buy.
But it's just a complete contrast different here with Fnatic. They're chilled out. You can see them all there relaxing, getting ready for the next round. They're happy. They're in a good spot. They know what damage they've done so far in this round. But I mean, this is the time now. They've got so little room to play with here to bring this back in their favor.
It's again like this position is high risk.
It's horrible.
They have to go for the high risk. I mean,
they're
down so many rounds. They have no economy.
Yeah,
it doesn't really get as bad as it can. It can't get any worse than this. Sorry,
we can see them forcing it up now. They are going to unpause, and we will be back in the game in just a few seconds for you guys. They are going to force up, so we will have, by the looks of things, 4 Tech-9s and 3 Tech-9s and 2 P250s there.
And Fnatic will predict this. They know. They know this is going to be coming. So it's going to be about how well Fnatic are able to actually set up against this. And a risky plays from JW like this can actually blow up the round, because if he gets a pick here, for example, then they lose a lot of grenades, and they need the grenades. They need to get close with the grenades. That's the first mission for them.
And they've got a couple of Molotovs, 3 in fact, and 5 smoke grenades across the board here for Titan. So definitely looking to try and go for those, set smokes and then rush in onto a site potentially with those really powerful Tech-9s at times. We will see what they decide to do. Slow start to this next round.
It's going to be that A execute. This is so tense right now, because it all comes down to this for Titan, all of it right now. And they're just making some noise. They have Maniac who's, I think, spotting down Banana, just making sure that they don't push it too easily, because if they did, then they'd have that extra information. And they've already rotated an extra man to Speedway, so Fnatic playing it really safe to have that very fast 4th man towards the A bomb site on the execute.
Maniac going to make his way back down Banana just to make sure that nobody from Fnatic is pushing down, as it will be Crims once again the man to look for information. He has backed onto the site now, but it's the standard as you would expect. 3-2 setup here from Fnatic. Nothing crazy whatsoever, but the clock is ticking here. No engagements as of yet, but now Havoc will ensue on the quad side of Inferno over towards that A bomb site. Will they enter? Yes, they will. We've got 2 players in apartments. In come Titan. This is the time for them to win. JW starts us off.
2 excellent shots there from JW. Pronax with an awesome angle. Takes down 2 players as well. And this is completely shut down. It's just Maniac left with 15 points of health against 4 players of Fnatic. He will get eliminated. And Fnatic now are on match point, and there is still no money left for Titan, but they gave themselves a chance in that round to break Fnatic, and now they have the opportunity to have a similar approach. Whether they do the same thing or not is well, it's completely up to Existence, of course, but at least they gave themselves 2 chances to get back in.
JW, man. Just JW with those 2 opening picks with that AWP as they entered the bomb site. They got such a great read on it. Fnatic didn't flinch for a single second there. Titan once again tried to overwhelm them with the pistols. It didn't work out here, and Titan hanging on by a loose thread. Fnatic are looking so good.
and they're not scared either. Just taking some information, now falling back on Banana to play a little bit more passively on the B-bomb site. And again, these standard setups have worked well, and JW, he's been opening up so strongly for his team. Picks up another one early on, and again, losing those grenades really hurts, because that's part of the strength of having a push like this. You get all the grenades down, really adds to the fast-moving Tech-9s on the entry. So not looking good right now for Titan in this last attempt.
53 seconds left on the clock here. Still to try and find some of these Fnatic players in the smoke grenades and all around the map are just getting renewed here for Fnatic. As Pronax finds one, RPK peeks out with the P19, will get the trade frag, but JW with his second kill of the round, on form with this AWP, and now it is all left up to Existence. 1 versus 3, they peek out, Flusher will finish off the round, 16-9 for Fnatic. The potential favourites in some people's opinions for this tournament will go through to the grand final of the Gfinity Spring Masters #2.
Yeah, as many have expected indeed, and wow, Fnatic, they put it out in the end. Really strong Inferno, really back and forth series actually. That Cobble, we started us off scared actually, all of us, and definitely Titan as well. They could never get their game going. Found their feet on Cash, had a really even first half on Inferno, but then again, they just found themselves in lots of awkward spots. And I mean, JW really had a huge impact with that AWP in a lot of those rounds, and overall very tight defensive play from Fnatic.
I've got to say, on the Titan side of things, obviously we're giving a lot of credit to Fnatic, and rightly so, but I've got to give my credit to Apex actually on the Titan side, because yes, all of them did have a really quiet first map, but he really picked it up for the second game, and he actually played pretty well there on that Inferno game. So Apex tried his very hardest to do as best that he could do to bring it back in their favour, but it wasn't enough. Fnatic, in all honesty, just outclassed them.
And I will always love Existence though for that godlike smoke that he added to that.
That's probably your favourite player of the weekend so far, isn't it?
I mean, okay, there's so many times, right, we'll see teams just run that strat. Just so many times, but he's the first one that's like, what if we just add a smoke here? And that just completely blows it up. Like, he's the first guy that took the fort, just a little bit extra, went a little bit extra to get that advantage out. And you saw how it just shut them down. So I love it. So it's unfortunate for Titan that they didn't make it to a finals, but they managed to make it out of the group. And I think a lot of people were surprised that, I mean, I had them pegged as my dark horse for the tournament, and they did have a really nice performance in the group play, one of the strongest teams in the group. So
I think they must have ended top to face Fnatic in their group on that round difference scoreline, of course, as the group stages were set out as well. But Titan were the only team, I believe, in this top 4 who haven't won a tournament in 2015. So it's a shame for them. They were obviously hoping to get out of those group stages, which was a stacked group with VP and Envy in there as well, to then try and push through here. And obviously Fnatic is a very big task to go up against, but you know, they had some good maps in that veto system there for them to use, even though Fnatic are obviously great on those maps as well. So this was a real good chance, in all honesty, for Titan to try and take their first title of this year. Unfortunately, it wasn't the case.
Honestly, it's just so awesome to see Titan doing better and better at the moment. So, well, we have much smarter people than us to discuss such things. So, I'm going to throw it over to the Gfinity desk. Take it away, guys.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Well, again, Fnatic does exactly what they're destined to kind of do based on your ranking. Going to at least be in another final, keeping the dream alive of being the #1 team on the planet. Titan kind of the opposite. You know, we were talking about they've yet to win a title in 2015, so that is still the case for them, unfortunately. But like the caster said, they did get out of groups. Great matches, certainly. Okay, maybe not Cobble, but this last one on Inferno, barn burner.
Sadly, it didn't deliver kind of the hype that I built, that like it's the best team, but this is the team that can beat them, and they've got the tools. Because actually the score was really deceptive there. Titan wasn't really very close in this game at all. There were all those 1vx situations again and again that Titan was miraculously winning, actually, where Crims was in, like, he would get a 1v3 down to a 1v1, and he'd do everything right, and he'd just die at the last second. Titan could have lost this game like 16-5. They could have gotten absolutely blown out. They won some miracle rounds.
Yeah, so more of a, like I said, Fnatic not necessarily bringing the A game on that stuff.
I mean, Fnatic was good. That's the thing. It's just they could have had an even more dominant T side, and then as a result, you were left in a scenario where it would have needed the miracle kind of T side that I was setting up there, and that didn't come at all. Like, actually, what's amazing is Titan had more chances on the rounds where it was half buys and buying Tech-9s than they did on the actual executes, because the Fnatic players just had way better setups. Like, JW would get the first kill, or they'd peek someone over smoke, and you'd never even get into the actual strategy because it had already fallen apart to some degree.
And that's kind of what separates the amazingly historic teams from the good teams, is even on a bad day, like, they're going to survive, they're going to do what they need to do, you know, without having to, like, play.
And also, sadly, Kenny was just non-existent on this third map. Even the other players were okay, but he just didn't show up.
Yeah, that was the point I was going to bring up. I mean, I know probably he's ready to do an interview in a bit, so I won't.
That's my job. Just shut up, keep talking.
I won't pontificate too much, but Kenny S absent, like just not the Kenny S anyone's come here to see. He had a lot of support in the crowd today, people cheering for him, but he just did not deliver on any front. You know, it was really strange to see him. I mean, look, he hasn't been godlike for about 6-7 months, but you know, this was even beyond, you know, like as poor as he's been, really, as poor as I've seen him since joining Titan, I think. And JW, by contrast, was immense. So, you know, it's not just a case of the high-impact player, which I highlighted going into this map. You know, you need him to deliver, you know, especially on a map like Inferno, and then JW was just on fire and has been the entire tournament.
Yeah.
So those two things are basically what creates that massive disparity. It was an uphill struggle. I don't think you're going too far to say on Inferno, especially. It was almost like 4v5 at times. You know, Kenny S, he just didn't have any impact. And I was amazed that I was sitting there, okay, well, he's having a slow start, he's going to get into it, He never got into it. He was
there
never
was also a really classic mistake that top-level teams do get drawn into, which is where you're only thinking round by round in isolation.
Yeah.
And so repeatedly, Titan would be in like 3v4, 2v3, the bomb would go down. But the thing is that it's not like they had low health or something, or they only had one gun between them, and they would just decide to save again and again.
Yeah.
You could even tell that it was almost like they were looking for the excuse to save. And what was weird was that's where I didn't see Kenny S, because he would be in the round like that. Well, if you have an AWP in your 2v3, you're supposed to then look for a shot first, because if you get a kill, instantly it's 2v2. So now this is a winnable round. But even in that scenario, they wouldn't even take the shot. They would just back off immediately. And it's like to a degree in that sense, they were afraid of the Fnatic guys, and they were it's like they could sense we're not going to just win the straight up aim battles here. So that was not a good sign. And this was at the beginning of the game. So that did not bode well for the rest of the game. And they would have needed this miraculous T-side.
I mean, that's why the T-half Fnatic really snowball. You know, is that they just kept saving, and then it was like, hang on a minute, we're massively behind here, and now we do need to pull something out of the bag, and they weren't able to. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's poor decision making there, lack of confidence. I don't exactly know what to pinpoint it to, but Duncan's absolutely right in the sense that, you know, they did save too many rounds early on.
Well, we'll definitely come back and discuss it a little more in depth, but right now, James has got Flusher with him. Take it away, James.
Thank you, guys. I am joined by Flusher, and now the first thing I'm going to start on is you guys had the first map, and it was absolutely crushing defeat for Titan. Was your choice, but with that mentality, obviously 16-3, we go straight into the second map, and you guys nearly closed them out on their chosen map. What was the thoughts behind that? Like, why you weren't able to do it? Why you weren't able to get the win on the second map?
Honestly, I don't know. Like, our cash has been so bad lately. I don't know why. Before the event, we played really well on online, so I have no idea why we're playing so bad on it.
Well, on obviously we're going on to the third and final map, Inferno. You guys closed out, finally got the win there. Was it your game plan to kind of just close out in 2 rounds overall, or were you prepared already for Inferno and thinking you'd have to face them?
We haven't prepared that much. Like, we just tried to play the maps we know we are good at, and we haven't played Inferno this event or any match lately, I think. So we didn't know what to expect, but I guess we got off to a good start, and then we just kept rolling.
Now, the beginning of the tournament, you had a bit of a shaky start and kind of a very stressful and worrying situation for you guys. Obviously, now you've made it, you're through to the finals, pretty much the world #1 team at the moment. Are you very confident no matter who you face, or have you got a preference of who you might want to face in the finals now?
We don't really have problems against any team here. I would prefer to play Virtus since we lost to them in the ESEA finals, so I would want to get revenge for that.
Okay. Now, obviously, Gfinity again, we're here. It's your first time attending. Last time we saw Envious do it. The format has been very different. What are your thoughts and feelings on it? I've been trying to ask as many people as possible this, and it's been very mixed responses. So what are your feelings on that?
I'd prefer it over best of 1. But I just like to play a lot of Counter-Strike, and I'd prefer best of 3. But if we can't have that schedule, like, I don't care. Like, and I don't know. Like, you have to win or play decent to to advance through the group. So I don't know. It's unfortunate what happened in the other group, but I don't know. I don't know what to say.
All right, well, I will let you get on your way, because I'm sure you're going to watch the next games and see what your opponent or potential opponent is going to be doing ready for the finals. I'm going to send it back to the guys on the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, James. Thank you, Flusha. Congratulations to you guys. Obviously, going forward, they will play the winner of Virtus Pro Na'Vi. But let's talk a little bit more. We've got some replays that are going to start rolling for us. But again, Fnatic's ability to make top fours is amazing. Why don't you walk us through just kind of their consistency of this?
Just all the time. I mean, there's only one tournament they've ever failed to make top four with this lineup, which was the major when they played the team who won the major, which was Envious now, LDLC, in the round of 8 in that amazing game that we remember, which technically they didn't actually lose. They forfeit the last map. Yeah. It's the only time they've ever failed to make a top 4. They've made an incredible number of finals as well.
And here comes some replays.
Yeah, so that's going back to obviously Cobble, which was a stomp. This is what you can, what Duncan's talking about. This was just absolutely ridiculous levels of superiority. I mean, like, Titan looked like this was the first time they'd even seen the map in comparison to Fnatic, who just had a ridiculous T-side.
You know what? Picking out replays and kind of like highlights isn't for everyone. Not everyone can do it well, you know.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you actually have to pick out something that's a highlight, you know, like a high point of the match, and then highlight it to us. If you just show us stuff happening, really probably not worth commenting on. Yeah. Just saying, guys. Great segment. And back to the actual game now. Yeah.
There we go.
Cheers for that, guys.
Yeah. We'll do that.
You're not fired or anything.
But yeah, I mean, like I say, to be honest, Duncan makes a point about highlights on that map. It was like, it wasn't even about a standout performance. It wasn't even about amazing. It was just literally just a steamroller performance. And I don't know, like, if at any point Titan were thinking, okay, well, we're going to get battered on this one. We're going to get wrecked on this one. Next map, we can have cash. But looking back over how the series went, I just got to say that Fnatic are looking a lot more like their old selves. You think about day 1 of the tournament when they were kind of struggling a little bit. They drew 3 series to get out of the groups. So this isn't vintage Fnatic, but that was a masterclass on Cobble. And, their Inferno game still on point.
They realistically only had one bad half in the whole series, which was on the first half of Cash. Yeah. That was it. Second half of Cash was good. They got it rolling. It was just way too out of control at that point. Yeah. Cobblestone was amazing. Like, I've never seen on T-side a team go so slowly, yet never kind of get surprised by someone going too aggressively on you from CT. And also knowing exactly, it's almost like, I wonder if they'd watch demos, because like a lot of the positions Apex would hold, normally he's really good at like surprising you and he gets like 1 kill or 2. They would sometimes just flat out kill him without him having a chance even. And so they were always just ahead in numbers, ahead in the site. It wasn't even competitive on that. Cash was very good. Titan really showed off what they can do on that map. Like amazing smokes, amazing flashes. They really are one of the best teams on that, I think.
Here's Look Cash for us.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, this is an A take here. It's obviously very dominant.
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, this was Crims when he was trying to save the AWP, wasn't it? They went hunting him. He just,
I mean, these are kills, but he was saving a gun there, so that's, I wouldn't put so much light onto that pack. It's not so high. Yeah. It's hard. Keep at it. Yeah, much like Titan will have to improve and practice to get better. Production here. But next event.
You brought up Apex, right? Now, I don't know what you made of his performance overall in the series, but we've talked like loads about how important he is. We highlighted it right at the top of the broadcast. Yeah. Because of his pure entry fragging style, he's going to open up sites for you. Now, I don't know what to make of him this series. I don't know if it was like, he started turning up a little bit later on, but I think overall there's still something a little bit lacking from
the thing was, I actually thought in a weird way the rest of the team let him down, because his style is so aggressive, right? Yeah. And that's why he's the entry guy. He's the guy who goes in, have no fear, and to be reckless, have no hesitation. So instead, what he did was he would have scenarios where he would be aggressive as CT, but the rest of the team, like I'm saying, was playing so passively, waiting to hide. And so what they would do instead was, it's almost like he was stepping forwards and then they'd all take a step back, because he'd be out there, he'd be trying to do action, and because he'd be on his own, then they'd just be down a man. And it looked stupid, like, what an idiot, why would you peek like that? Yeah. Why were you on your own? But they were all just playing super far back in the sites. Like, I'll give you an example. When they were on CT on Inferno, they were holding these scenarios. Like, they were behind the little pillars here on quad, and when they're in that position there, There were times when, if Maniac had looked out, they would have killed everyone who came up the mid here. They would have just had a crossfire perfectly, and they would never be able to shoot this guy here because the guy aiming at the other one. But as he's shooting people here, they would just, Maniac would be over here, whether it was comms or what, or he'd be looking up to the area up here. It was just poorly done in terms of like the synergy between some of the players. So overall, I think you can attribute a lot of that. Kenny S, in his terms, he just didn't kill people. He just didn't get in positions, and when he was there, he missed his shots that normally we used to like those mid peaks he'd take on JW. Usually he gets them on JW, and he bullies JW. He was getting pushed around today, so all around, the only players I can think of who played well for most of the game was Maniac, really. Maniac.
Oh, that's killing you to say that, though.
Yeah, it's not. He's just not a very good player, but
there it is.
That's proof, in fact, that he played his best game, and what happened? It was just okay.
I still think you're a little bit harsh on Maniac. Like, I thought there was some rounds there where, you know, he had some good clutches. He sort of dragged them through in the first CT.
So having good clutches doesn't make you a good player.
No, I know that. But what I'm saying is, I think he's in very good form, and I thought he stood out.
He's playing the games of his life, mate.
Yeah, and I thought he stood out. I just think he deserves some credit. That's all.
Okay.
That's all. I know you disagree.
I just gave him credit.
A little
What
bit.
more do you want? A medal?
Yes,
Okay.
for him.
Here's a medal for you.
Yeah.
You go.
Love.
Yeah.
I
I was going to give that to the production team, but I decided I'd save that for you after their efforts there.
You can come back now, Scoots.
yes, done?
Yeah, we've resolved it, mate. It's all sorted.
Let me pontificate on the next match. We're going to talk in deep about the two teams, but who does Fnatic want to play?
I actually don't think it matters of these two. Like, here's the thing. If it was someone like Envious, it was someone like Nip, I'd say, okay, there's factors here where I could see these teams beating them. I actually think they will beat whoever they play of the two. Now, I think it's going to be a good matchup between the two. I think Na'Vi VP match up well, but I think actually this was the hardest test for them. Like, what's funny is, okay, I actually picked Fnatic to win the tournament, but I picked Titan to win that series because I thought that's the one stumbling block I could get. In a best of three, knowing what maps I thought they might play, that might be the chance they could lose. With them out of the way now and looking on the other side, and there's not a TSM, there's not an Envious, there's not even an NIP, I feel like either should be fine. I think actually the matchup's pretty well. Of the two, if I had to pick the one that has the best chance, probably VP, I think.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one for me because I think Na'Vi are going to beat VP, right? But I think if Fnatic were playing VP, I think VP have the better chance stylistically of beating Fnatic, if you're with me. So, yeah, it's a tough one. I don't think Fnatic will be concerned at this point, honestly. I think, as Duncan rightly says, the teams they probably want to avoid have all dropped out. We already talked a lot about how Envious were preparing solely for Fnatic. That's pretty much their whole modus operandi now. Like, how do we beat Fnatic? How do we beat Fnatic? And of course, they've not even got into the stage where that's going to matter. So I think Fnatic are probably just going to be looking at this saying, whoever we end up playing, we're really confident of beating them. I mean, you know, we haven't seen Virtus Pro win a serious tournament for a while. Na'Vi, you know, they've won. What was it? It was the
EPL Winter.
Yeah, that was it. So, you know, I mean, Na'Vi are the ones that have got the most to prove, and I think that's why they'll overcome VP. But again, Fnatic is sitting pretty here. I mean, they're clear favourites far and away to now take this title.
And again, we are definitely going to dive into the next matchup in depth and get definitely more opinions from you guys on that one. But that being said, you know, we've often talked about like Fnatic's top 4 finishes. Well, the other team with its current roster, Envious, has never not made a top 4. This is the very first time, which again, historic for all the negative reasons, right?
Those two teams really did just have incredible history. Like Envious had like 14 tournaments in a row. Well, Fnatic right now is on like an 8 tournament streak, and I think before that it was like a 7 tournament streak. So they both. That's why up until they stopped winning events recently, it really was their era combined, you know, because whether it was, the whole point is if you could take the two combined, they were just winning everything. There was some stretch of something like 13 tournaments where if one attended, one of the two won.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a short little break. But before we do that, speaking of the top 4s, we did have a chance to actually sit down with MBK, and he kind of walked us through, you know, what it's like, the pressure, the weight of that, of always being a top 4 team. And obviously we know that today they are not still with us. But again, let's go ahead and hear what MBK had to say about that.
In order to have a good streak on the long run on Counter-Strike and be in successful teams and stay there, you have to be aware of 2 things. You have to be able to balance your life on first hand to still being able to enjoy Counter-Strike. It has to stay your passion. It has to stay something you enjoy doing when you go on your computer. You can't just see it as a job and just, you know, come in a game and act as if, yeah, it's your 8-hour shift and then you're living. And then the second thing would be to stay hungry for learning. It's a game in a world that evolves constantly. So you can't just play the game the same way everyone was playing 10 years ago or 5 years ago. And it translates pretty well for all the big players such as Get Right, Forest, those big names. They could play for after 10 years. They're still the guys that watch the most demos and are still interested into the game. So it's something that is very important as a pro player.
I'm on it.
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 I'm on it.